Welcome, Oysters. We have another fun show, I hope, for you. That's the plan, anyway. Part of our plan is we have special guest, Eddy Rivas, who is the head writer for Rooster Teeth's animation department, which is it's a little Tony. I'm a little intimidated, but we got a fun character for him, and he seems like an awesome player. But we'll find out shortly. So let's go ahead and drop the bomb of our favorite German hermit on him.
From the first, we have sought shelter against the many dangers of the wild. From caves and tents to cities, our communities have been anchored in settlements of one sort or another. By the end, we had covered large swaths of the world in a toxic urban sheath. After the fall, a lot of what we had built was wiped away. We were back to caves and tents for a while, but we have found new homes in the ruins. Settlements have sprung up in the most unlikely of places. No matter who you are, we are all looking for a home.
All right, we're going to start. This is only a few days after the events, the events of the last session, which for some characters I imagine were more profound than for others. We're going to begin in the van. They have a new van which has got the Tech Goobers logo on the side. It's a Tech Goobers repair truck. And we determined, so out of this group, who would be driving? Do any of the four of you have drive skill?
Guess
Goldwater?
it's Goldwater then.
That makes sense, actually. Okay. So who would be on shotgun with Goldwater? So, okay, that makes sense. And then the boy and his dog are in the back.
Yes.
Okay. So new thing, we're going to start opening each show in the main campaign with having the core cast introduce their characters so that we don't have to like break in the flow of the game to do that. We have art for everybody. This is a gentle hint to fan artists out there. We currently don't have any art for Lita or Professor Pickles. And were I a fan artist, I would for sure want to draw the Genius Ultra Cat.
Yes.
As soon as I have images for everybody that's doing introductions, these summaries will be accompanied by flashing the illustration. Let's start with Goldwater.
Certainly. I am Agent Goldwater of the IRS. I serve my country and its citizens. Will continue to do so no matter what may come.
Lita.
I am Lita. I am a pre-gen who was a down-and-out doll until Professor Pickles, the Ultra Cat, found me and helped me see my worth. I have been her loyal assistant and bodyguard ever since.
Professor Pickles.
I am Professor Pickles, an Ultra Cat designed to be more intelligent than the humans who destroyed their world. I'm telepathic, brilliant, and not to be trifled with.
And D.
Hi, I'm Dee. I am a clone engineered using equal parts human and angel DNA. I was raised in a lab, so I don't know much about the outside world, but I do know martial arts for some reason. I'm the Kimmy Schmidt of the wasteland.
All right. So the four of you, these people, the eccentric group, what they be, is in the Tech Goobers van, trundling along what's remains the remaining of a road. You have been on a mission to find a place to establish a new settlement because the committee, which is actually the Cat Committee, the Ultra Cat Committee, that once sponsored the settlement known as the World Dome, has decided to start a new experiment because the World Dome failed. More on that. If this was Marvel Comics in the 80s, it'd be asterisk, editor, and I would have a quote. So while you're rushing along, I understand that there were a couple of you that wanted to talk about Jesus. I don't know any better way to put that. That seems pretty much to the point, right?
More or less.
So was it Goldwater or Lita that had the question?
I think it was Lita.
Yeah, so Goldwater would just kind of put the whole haunted church out of his mind?
Yeah.
Okay, you noped out of the whole thing.
No, you see one person's skin fly off of them, you see them all. There's no reason to go looking for them.
That's fair. All right, so you're sitting there with Pickles, who and another thing that you have a bond, which we now have a feat for. So you're actually able to be in telepathic connection, which normally isn't regularly possible, but the two of you have the knack of it because you are very close. So Lita, open fire.
So I'm sorry. I know we said we wouldn't talk about this anymore, but I just have to understand. When you say it was Jesus, do you mean like a physical being, or did you mean like in an emotional, symbolic way it was Jesus?
It's very complicated, yet extremely simple.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually Jesus, but only in the sense that the belief of those people willed Jesus into existence.
So like actual Jesus.
As close to actual Jesus as I think we're ever going to get.
Okay. I mean, I didn't see Jesus in that church. I'm just saying. I saw a boy's skin fly off of his body, and I did not see Jesus. And frankly, I'm a little upset.
See, I can explain the skin flying off thing too.
Oh, you can?
Sort of. Well, Jesus explained it.
What was the explanation from Jesus about why his followers' skin was flying off?
Well, the church was protected by their belief, and their belief was in Jesus, and Jesus just manifested and protected the church from the nuke.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't necessarily protect them, just their spirits, so they're there all the time and okay, but they're constantly reliving the nuke over and over again, so their skin melts off. But
Goldwater and D up ahead is a large 3-story parking garage. So it's large, kind of Texas style in that it's broader rather than taller. Mm-hmm. Like in more closer urban areas, parking garages tend to be 38 stories tall. Yeah. Whereas out here in like Arizona and places where there's land and space, they spread kind of like in Austin we do. That's a fat joke. I'm allowed to make that. I'm fat. So you see it's in the location that was marked in your map. This must be the settlement. It's one of the ones you have not explored yet, to find out if it's, again, to update anyone who's watching that doesn't know, they're looking for a place for a new settlement. This is one possibility. You're told it's already got a small settlement there with mostly beasties, and you're supposed to look for a pangolin named Master Bruce.
This was my pick.
So you drive up, and for a parking garage, one thing that makes it a less than ideal parking garage is the walls between. So parking garages are open architecture generally. This one, they've actually boarded up between the first and second floor, so that there's a wall on the first level. So the entrance is where the gate would be with the bit that comes down. And they've got a proper gate they've installed. So it's open on the second floor and obviously up top, but there isn't any vehicle entrance. So you would actually need to have a parking lot for the parking garage, ironically.
Goldie, should we break the gate? Do you want me to get out?
No, that might put them in an alarm state, and I'd rather have them at ease.
There's a piggy boy in the tattered remains of like what might have been the uniform for this little guard station, and he's waving. And by piggy boy, I literally mean he's a beastie. So he is about 3.5 feet tall and kind of tubby, almost like a pot-bellied pig person. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's waving to you.
Hi! Hello! Hi!
We're looking for, what was his name, Master?
So you park alongside the building.
Yeah.
Everyone gets out. How on the DL is Pickles in this situation? Are you walking beside Lita as though you're just a normal cat?
I'm gonna be. I think I'll be on Lita's shoulder this time.
Okay. So it's not immediately obvious that you're anything but a pet. One bit of information about the setting: the Rufus plague killed nearly all the dogs and cats in the world before the fall. The worst survivors that were feral seemed to mostly affect domesticated things. They did kind of like in the Planet of the Apes universe. They tried to replace the pets with other things. Namely, they did owls, possums, and mice, but the plague adapted to those as well. So the implication there was something about the domesticity and the urban environments that was killing the pets. That's kind of the secret origin of the Ultra Cats, as they originally were supposed to be super plague resistant, durable pets, but they ended up much smarter than anyone anticipated. And every generation of your species is smarter and has more powerful psychic abilities. So you come out and you walk up. So that you were told to look for Master Bruce, who is the mayor here.
We're looking for Master Bruce. What's your name?
Oh, they just usually call me Piglet. I find it just a tad. It's a little insulting, but I am in fact a pig, and I'm fairly young, so it also has. It's accurate.
Is that your name or the name people call you?
They call me Piglet.
What's your name?
Theodore.
All right, Theodore. We're looking for Master Bruce.
All right, do you want to move here? Because we have room. We're a new settlement, but plucky.
I don't know. We're thinking about it. What's your favorite thing about your settlement?
Oh, I dig that we've got a garden on the roof.
That sounds so swanky.
We protect the place. We got these holes in our wall. I mean, I know generally hole in the wall is a bad thing, but we have crossbows and we can stick them out of the hole and we can shoot the creatures and the raiders. So, but you can't protect a farm, but we moved a bunch of dirt and hippopotamus or something, water, like we have gardens and water. It sounds weird, but the food is good.
Nice.
How many of the people? How many people are in your settlement?
Oh, I'm not supposed to give information like that because I'm an enemy. Oh, I shouldn't have told you about the damn holes in the walls.
No, and you shouldn't have told us about the food either.
Yeah.
Oh, stupid piggy.
Well,
Theodore, please have some respect for yourself. You made a mistake. You're going to learn from it.
All right. So you need to stay here. I'm going to go see if the boss is busy. He usually is, but I'll see. Oh, I can take you to the market. You can wait there.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, come on. There's not a lot going on. It's one of those, well, you'll see. Come on up. And he lets you in, which is ridiculous because it's just, he's got a little bit of a gate, but it's mostly just the thing for the vehicles. And he opens that up for you. You can see the first floor they have built in. So it's a little like a homeless camp, right? Because they've built in their residences in that first floor. So there's rows of tents and partial buildings. And he goes with you up to the second floor. The second floor has the advantage of having light because they haven't it's not walled in, it's in the second level. And it is like going to the flea market in Austin during the pandemic, where there's maybe tables and a dude with socks. And that's like pretty much it, right? And one old guy that wants to sell the same 4 Precious Moments figures, but he wants too much for them. It's got room and promise. And you use a couple of vendors here, but there's nothing here worth more than say 5 volts. and nothing really worthwhile. And he says, "Stay here. I'm going to go see if I can find the boss."
This doesn't seem very well protected.
No, or well thought out.
No.
Well, you look at it, and it clearly is like somebody's idea of like protecting it that doesn't actually understand security. Like, let's just put a little wall. How about a gate? That'd be great. So they obviously feel safe up here, even though, yeah.
I want to see that hydroponics farm. That may be the make or break.
So, meanwhile, Remy, you have come to the realization that you give a shit about this place. It's something that's weighing on you in a way that's uncomfortable. Up till this happened, generally you stay in a place long enough to be able to do what you came to do. And then before anybody can Henry Hill you and start to figure out that there's maybe something not great about having you around, you're 20 miles away. But now you have a particularly fetching young lady with the most gorgeous little curly horns you've ever seen that's caught your eye, and you have caught hers. And now you have a problem, because as the group upstairs has realized, this place is defended for shit. And you were thinking of ways to make money off of that and to capitalize, but now it's a real problem instead of an exploitable. So you're sitting with Master Bruce, who is the beastie pangolin mayor. So it's a big pangolin dude who's kind of dressed like, you know how the Wizard of Oz was dressed behind the curtain? So he's got like kind of patchy velvet.
Okay.
It's ornate in like a ridiculous way, and he's actually got a sash that says mayor.
Nice.
So I when I look at all we've achieved, I look at the rooftop garden, I look at our walls and our security, and I just think we got nothing but a golden future.
Yeah, everything is up to code in our new settlement, just like I told you it would be. So I think yeah, we're looking pretty good. But I feel like we could make some improvements here and there.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. By the way, I offered you a bounty on everybody that moved in. So here you go. And he pushes over a.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's
you've been a terrific recruiter.
Yeah, finder's fees. That's that was part of my thing. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That
Piggy boy comes in. He's security, which is ridiculous in a lot of ways. We have some visitors, sir. Could you deal with this, Remy?
Yeah, sure. What are they here for?
They think they might want to move in. I don't know. They want to speak to the mayor, but you said that he should maintain an air of authority.
Yeah. I can talk to some people about staying here. I think that'd be great. Like, I'm looking at this
right.
this favor. Like, yeah, absolutely. How many were with them?
There were 4. Well, there were 3 and a cat.
Okay. Did they just walk up or?
Yeah. They drove up. They had a van.
Drove up.
Yeah. So they've got to have some cash, because the gas, it's expensive.
Yeah, that's interesting. I would love to talk to them.
They're up in the market, not buying anything. So the 4 of you are looking around. Lita, can you give me a description of some ridiculous bit of crap that actually catches your eye?
She would be looking at some kind of like hand-woven macrame, like bag of sorts. that she's trying to figure out if she could use it to carry a weapon, but they're like, it's really, really great for carrying your groceries, like your produce that you could buy from over there. So it's this like very ugly and practical thing she's trying to see if she could fit like her blaster into.
So Remy, you come up. D actually is slender, athletic, young, and she is what's called, apparently, your assumption is she's a pregen. A pregen is someone that's mostly still pure strain human. So they're kind of the beautiful people. They're not all fucked up and mutated. So kind of like casually stunning. And she is, you're dressed in very action oriented, easy to move in, not particularly fashion conscious kind of clothes with real bright splashes of color, right? Like in big patches and stuff.
Yeah.
She's not heavily armed, you would notice. She's in the company of Goldwater. Goldwater is literally dressed like a government agent. So he's got, take a man in black and put him through the apocalypse and then give him like needle and thread. And he has to like repair his clothes. And he's packing. He's got several guns. He got a rifle and a shotgun. The man is armed for bear and clearly business. And he's looking around the place like he understands security and gets how exposed everyone is.
Yeah.
Making him a little twitchy. Like he's clearly eyeing like places to defend if necessary. Beside him is another stunning young woman. She has a harder edge to her and is dressed. There's a kind of clothes that have nanites in them, trope, so they repair themselves, so they stay sharp forever. But it does mean that the style never changes. So it's like, imagine if you were Miami Vice and you had to wear that fucking deconstructed blazer for the rest of eternity. That's kind of the thing Lita's wearing. So she's wearing like bodyguard in the late 80s ladies suit, like very well, tailored. She's armed, but is not being obvious about it. So very likely has like a proper holster. But definitely the way she's moving is bodyguard, but it's very unlikely she's bodyguarding the dude bristling with weapons. And it's also strange because the kind of pretty but strange athletic girl doesn't really look like she's needing a bodyguard. The only other person in the party would not immediately register as anything but a cat. I'm going to have Eddy make his first roll, though. Give me a notice check.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah, his character is smarter than the average bear and pretty perceptive. So.
Oof.
All right, so I'm rolling 6 of these, right? That's just so I'm sure I understand this.
If I don't have your sheet up, but
it's got a 6 next to it. So
Yeah.
you're rolling 6.
Okay.
You're looking for at least 1 6.
Okay. And what numbers am I looking for? 5s and 6s?
Just 6 at first.
All right. No 6s.
Okay, so then you look for any 5s.
I got 1 5.
So that means you have a partial success. So that means what you come away with is there's something strange about the cat. Other than cats are rare. Like I said, most of them are killed by a plague. There are still some feral cats. This cat, you don't know what it is, but there's something strange about the cat.
Okay. Can
you describe your character, please?
Yeah. Remy is somebody that, he's very smiley and approachable, has kind of this air of somebody that you can talk to and can kind of just loves gift of gab, loves to conversate with just about anybody. And so just this very kind of approachable air, but definitely someone that has traveled quite a bit. And so he's kind of got this rugged look, right? That you can tell he's put a lot of miles on himself, but his kind of face and composure kind of belies that a little bit.
Almost a traveling salesman.
Yeah.
Kind of you got trouble, my friend. So as he comes in, the four of you will notice everybody he passes has like a smile and like a, hey, Remy, like he's obviously very popular here.
I'm like finger gunning at him.
He's definitely the popular guy in high school, where when they go down a hallway, there's like a wave effect. And he approaches the four of you.
I noticed that Lita is looking at this bag, this kind of crocheted bag, and does that catch your eye? I could totally offer you a discount. I'm sure I can talk to the merchant here about
you, Remy. Of course.
Yeah. So just if you had I'm kind of looking at the merchant for a price.
I could go 4 volts.
That is a big discount. This is a big discount.
I was frankly trying to figure out if I even had any use for it. It's very attractive. She's going to say to the vendor. I don't know what I would use it for.
Really.
Really.
Oh, it's to conceal a gun. See, there's a hidden pocket here, and opens it up and has incorporated a press seal bag. And so there's like a pocket in the side of it. I should have labeled it or something.
Oh yeah, I thought it was like a produce bag. So very effective.
Just for produce, you just use a wicker basket or something. No, this is also a zippy so that your gun can't get wet.
Oh, I don't. She's gonna kind of glance at Remy and go, that's not a huge priority for me, but I do think perhaps for produce, and if I had a weapon at some point that I needed to worry about, that would be useful. This is Hannah talking. I don't even know if Lita has money or bolts.
So I would assume, was there not? You should probably have some on your sheet.
Okay, let me check.
I think you had some, because I think you're carrying for Pickles.
You are carrying our money.
Oh boy.
You have a responsibility.
I do. Where would it be on the sheet? Is it at the
lower right hand side is where all your you've got 200 volts. You've got a lot of stuff. Because on top of it, all the goods you have, you have 20 units of arms worth 20 volts each, and 30 of electronics worth 40 volts each. You have a lot of money.
I'm gonna send a message specifically to Lita.
Okay.
You have more than enough in your allowance to purchase that if you actually want it.
Does it have a crossbody strap?
Yes.
Okay, then it's beautiful craftsmanship. Who would I be if I didn't purchase a souvenir from a wonderful town I'm visiting, settlement?
And it is wonderful. It is wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah.
You'd be kind of a jerk, but you don't seem to be a jerk.
No, I pride myself on not being a jerk. Actually, that's a very important thing to me. So
you can call this a souvenir then, I suppose.
Yes, a souvenir from where am I? Where is
Pum.
this?
This is the beautiful town of Pum.
Pum.
Like a potato? Isn't that what it in French? Pum. It doesn't matter.
I'm not sure. The mayor named it.
He sure did.
Well, that is a beautiful name. I will take it. And she's going to hand over the bolts.
Secret pocket, secret pocket, secret pocket.
And then you can store your not gun or whatever else you want in there.
Yes, not gun. Dee, do you have anything you want me to store in here?
I pull out my very real gun. No, the real gun!
Remy, this is clearly a wasteland team. They could conceivably help you with defense and your other problems.
Yeah,
there's the show.
She's like, does it fit? And she's gonna see if she can put it in there.
Your guns, it's probably the right size for a hold-out pistol. So it's probably a little small.
I don't know that will fit this one, but we'll get you we'll get another one.
Hey.
Yeah, D probably, because she's still kind of getting used to it, probably pulls out the gun like that. Definitely not experienced gun
Trigger
user.
safety. Trigger safety. Let's just. Yeah.
Yeah, Remy is like sidestepping a little bit over behind.
Okay. Yep. And who are you also, sir?
Oh, I'm Remy Chase. I'm the settlement expert here in Palm, and one of the founders, I guess you could say. And yeah, this is our lovely home.
Well, it's got a lot of potential.
That is what I keep saying, and I agree. Thank you.
When you say founder,
one of the I can't take all the credit. Absolutely cannot.
I'm gonna talk to Lita again.
Yeah.
Push him on that a little bit. Push him on that founder thing. Get some information about this
how
Bruce character.
How long have you been here? I thought Mr. Bruce was a founder here.
Oh, he's the one that he hired me, the settlement expert, to find a good place, because that's what I do. I help settlements establish themselves, and we found this nice parking garage, and we have we've kind of done it all from scratch, and but yeah, we've attracted lots of people here, and I hear that you guys are all interested in maybe moving here as well. As you can see, we have baskets.
Yes.
And Mike,
Plenty.
I'm gonna have heard the last bit of this, having handed out tax forms to all the different stalls.
Yeah.
I kind of caught the end of this. What's the settlement expert?
Oh, I am someone that just has an expertise in all the things that we need to get people moving in and thriving. I don't stay to the thriving part generally. I kind of help us get started.
You're a recruiter.
Yeah, that's one. I wear a lot of hats. That's one of the hats that I also wear. As you can see, recruiting fairly well.
Seems to be going, yes, like you said, fairly well.
Yeah.
My name is
Thank you.
IRS Special Agent Goldwater. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, a tax man. Great.
You can see in the background, all the vendors are kind of like examining, and some of them, aren't literate, because in the new world, more than half people just don't ever bother to read. Like it's a lot less useful, so a lot less emphasis put on it.
Remy, I have a question. Piggy was telling us about these really pretty peepholes that he's using. What do you guys shoot out of those?
Oh, for the that's probably a mayor question. That's kind of privileged information that we can't just go giving to anybody, unless you guys wanted to put like a deposit down for kind of a living space, and then maybe we could start talking a little bit more specifically about the amenities. Oh, I'm very funny.
How much is a space going for? Is it one of those by the parking spot stalls downstairs?
It's negotiable wherever kind of people want to be here. Everyone can kind of carve out their own space. We try to keep it.
That's great, but what are you asking for? To bargain basement.
So like this happens a few times in the game when we have to come up with.
Oh, Mike, I'm not negotiating.
Oh no,
I'm not negotiating. I just want price.
I don't think Eddy knows this. So
okay.
I don't want to break your whole world with a number.
So he just like algebra, right? I offer X.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Fair. That's fair.
In this case, X is defined as like bargain, right?
Yeah.
But would I consider it to be a bargain or a ripoff? Like, are they taking people for a ride here?
Okay, so Remy would answer that kind of taking in like looking at like Remy was paying attention to like Lita like paying for things and looking at your equipment and stuff. And Remy would probably offer something that was like X plus like a little bit more than what you would normally want to pay for X.
Interesting. That's an interesting price.
Well,
It is interesting. So you're interested is what I'm hearing.
I'm always interested in things that involve commerce.
speaking of interesting, you definitely mentioned the mayor, and we happen to be looking for him. Do you
Yes.
know who the mayor is?
Oh yeah, he is just upstairs, I believe. I was just speaking with him. He was congratulating me on this settlement when Piglet came up and told me that you guys were here. I heard you drove up in a van.
Yes.
Oh, that's very interesting. How long do you guys, that's what you just travel in?
Our old one died, and my sister got blown up in another one, and this one's our new one. I haven't drawn on it yet.
Oh my gosh. Well, you should absolutely do that very soon. The van's as good as a home. It's a...
Oh,
Not this van.
yeah.
It's
It
nice
got
and all,
blessed
but
by Jesus.
yeah.
It's been in the presence or the vicinity of Jesus, we should say.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So weird sideways setting comment for Eddy's edification. There is a thing in this setting where the angels are actually aliens and they've been grooming mankind for a long time. So they recently, the theory is they engineered the apocalypse, and they're in large cities packing plastic into spaceships and launching it into space. The people that serve them, the believers, have bought into to get right with God, you need to serve the angels. And they tend to be very talking about Jesus, wearing a lot of crosses. The ones that serve as enforcers tend to tattoo crosses on themselves. So some of this talk may be misinterpreted.
Yeah, so it wouldn't just be like,
Yeah,
it wouldn't just be like
maybe
friendly.
not harmless. I mean, they don't look
Yeah.
like believers to you, because they tend to be very. I've described the believers as like, what if the Trumpers were also like hardcore, like Jesus freaks. So the same kind of flowing the banners behind the trucks, and so they're very casual about it, which is weird to you.
Okay.
So the mayor then?
So Goldwater, it looks like maybe there's 30 people in this place. There's room for considerably more than that, especially
Yeah.
if you built outside the structure.
For sure. Yeah, it's not. I don't know too much about architecture, but this doesn't seem like the best use of the space.
And your only concern of having looked at the map was, like you said, it didn't have a lot of immediate threats, but the proximity to the land's curse has been taking over is a little worrying.
Right. Huh. Okay. Yeah, we just like to speak to Bruce and see if we can get a better idea of what's going on here. Maybe we can help.
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I can take you straight up to Bruce.
So his office is actually what was at some point like a tool shed kind of a thing on the roof, and it's been converted to an office. So you go up there, and they have made not a full-on farm, but a start of it. So like a large garden, and part of it's just trays of soil, and part of it is like not particularly good hydroponics. Pickles, you are actually a proper scientist. So looking at that, you're like, the pH has to be for shit. Like all the stuff you need to properly do hydroponics. Like they don't seem to have any notion other than somebody told me once you could grow plants in water, right? Like they knew that.
Very
But-
slapdash and haphazard.
Right, like they're trying, the effort is there, They could definitely, the place, if you chose this, they could use the committee's help for sure. Like they could use your help.
Okay.
All right, so you knock, you open it up, and there is this reasonably large, he's also kind of tubby, pangolin dude, super dressed up mare. A pangolin beastie is a strange sight, right? Like a lot of like armor on him. He is enjoying a cup of soup that's a century old. He does occasionally he skims some of the best salvage, and he's very fond of like ramen cups and cup of soup, that kind of thing. Oh, always good to see you, Rami, and these are you were going to deal with this, right?
Oh yeah, these are they are interested and in moving here. They really wanted to meet the mayor, and I said that you were the man to speak to. I'd be happy to facilitate anything that is you guys are talking about. I just know that they wanted to.
Well, you certainly have a lot of guns.
Yeah, look at this one. It's new.
Careful.
Yeah. Lydia's just going to put her hand on it and push it back down.
Sorry. Hi.
We don't have a rule against it, but we don't have an awful lot of guns here. Some crossbows, spears, knives, a couple of rifles.
You seem to do fine with that. You don't have a need for guns. There's not a lot of.
Oh God, no. 18 of us were slaughtered just 2 weeks ago.
What?
Excuse me?
I'm sorry. What?
By what?
Raiders.
What?
Oh.
So you just.
I'm so sorry.
So it's just like you just don't have access to guns, or you just nobody knows how to use them.
I mean, you were in our market. You saw what our trading is like, and we're hoping that we get the farm up and running at full rate. We'll be able to trade that. But for now, I mean, we have a brothel.
You have a brothel, but no guns?
Well, one of the rifles is one of the bouncers at the brothel has it.
I'm just priorities are sort of what I'm trying to figure out.
Number one, get people.
Uh-huh.
Number two, get money. Number three, make better. Am I getting any of this right? Remy?
That's the playbook. Because the thing about guns is that they cost a lot, and that it's a big cost associated with the startup settlement. So if you move that down on the list, right? I've done this a few times. So if you move that down on the list, you don't have to worry about it. You start bringing in the money first before you start spending it. That's just economics. Obviously,
he pulls a piece of paper out of the desk, and he's got those priorities written out, and shows you. See?
This is bad. You're doing a bad job. I'm sorry. This is bad. You're not doing well. You're doing a bad job.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Remy, you tell me every day what a good job I'm doing as a writer.
You are doing such a good job. This is a hard thing to do. This is a very hard thing to do.
He turns to Goldwater. It's a hard thing to do.
It's very hard thing to do.
I agree. It is very difficult. It is almost insurmountable, even with the best of resources. I have assisted at least one community for going from being enslaved to free, and it was a hell ride from top to bottom. So
he turns to Remy. You never said hell ride.
Oh, well, if you know what you're doing, it goes a lot easier, surely. I've got quite a few under my belt. It's funny that you should mention this need for guns, because I was just hearing about there's an auction that's happening near, there's an auction happening, and I've been told that there would be some arms there that we could, that I could procure if I needed to help fortify this place. So it's great that you guys came along kind of right at this time, just in time to, you guys are so concerned about the defense here. I think, and I can't get there by myself. I've actually been needing a ride. So it's great that you guys all showed up at this time. I think that this would be mutually beneficial for everybody.
I need a willpower save from D.
Oh.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Okay, here we go.
Oh gosh!
I love the outfit, by the way.
Yes.
Danielle. I love the idea of I'm just like, this is great. Plus armor.
I got 3 5s.
So
Eated a bunch.
you normally react to people, and correct me if I'm wrong, as look, it's a new friend I haven't met yet, right?
Uh-huh.
So that instinct is hitting you even stronger than normal. So he kind of feels like you've been friends for a long time. And his ideas seem great to you.
You're gonna fit in the van. I know exactly how I would draw your face on the back. Oh, Goldie, you have to sign him up for a W-2 so he can be part of the team. Oh, Pickles, you look so cute on Remy's shoulder.
No, Pickles doesn't go on anyone else's shoulders. We just met this man, so
Lita, don't be jealous. You can sit on his shoulder next. It's okay.
that's absolutely not something I'm interested in, nor do I think physically possible. So no.
You're so demure. Remy, are you so excited? Can we hang out? Oh my gosh, I have so many secrets to tell you.
No secrets. No secrets.
This
to
sounds
tell.
like a great idea. This sounds like a great idea that we can all help each other.
Can I use selective telepathy with the 3 of these people and exclude the rest of the room for a moment?
La, 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 la.
You have shout, right? I gave you shout.
I have shout and I have
So
yes, I
shout
have,
lets you do more than one person, and then
Yes.
selective means you can do it specific people. So yeah,
Okay.
you can absolutely talk to just your group.
okay. I'm gonna just talk to our group for a minute. Hey, not to interject or anything, but I know everyone seems to be positive about this Remy individual. Let's learn more about him, shall we? Before painting his face on the van. Love the idea, D. It sounds fantastic. But let's learn more about the new friend. Does that sound great,
Okay.
everybody?
Yeah.
I'm going to talk to them. Does that sound fair?
I need a willpower save from Lita, please.
Yep. I was already like, red flag, red flag. Okay. I only have 3 of those. 1 6, 1 success.
And make an insight check.
Okay. Just gotta find where that lives. There it is. Okay, 1 more. Oh no! Oh no!
Not at all.
2 5s and a 1.
If you wanted to, you could use good karma to pass.
Oh,
I feel like we need that for some.
Do it. I support
Please do.
you.
Please do it.
Use it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't
Okay.
ever be
Nope.
afraid to not.
Oh no! Now the skull's here now.
you
Okay.
did this.
It's
So-
fine. It's fine. We're okay.
You can feel Dee's affection for Remy in the same way you have like a bond with Pickles, and that's not normal. The fact that you can feel, and you made your save, so for a minute it felt like you would feel that way too.
Mhm.
You're like, nope. You resisted that, but you do feel her.
Hmm.
Okay, so Remy, if you had a favorite color, what would it be?
What color is what colors is D wearing?
These ones.
Like a light pinkish, is that?
Yeah.
The red.
Yeah, it's like a dusty pink, and then I'm wearing a red bandana. I have brown leather, and then I have like little. They look like drawings that a child would do of
Okay.
all over the jumpsuit.
Bright red. Bright red is absolutely my favorite color.
Oh, a man after my heart. I'm taken, mister.
Oh, me too. I am also taken. I just so everyone,
Oh, that's
everyone here
news.
knows. Yeah.
You have a partner? Who or what are you with?
No, she's her name is Mimi, and she's here in town, and so yeah, I just want to be able to keep her safe.
Hmm.
Does that seem legit?
So who has the better? So all three of you that are suspicious and not D, who's got the highest insight?
Probably Pickles, right?
I have a 5.
I have a 6.
Oh,
And Goldwater.
it's the IRS.
I know it's those tax powers.
Of course, it's the tax man.
Yeah, he's like, I can
He's
tell.
been playing a while, and he's actually proven in play to be a pretty good judge of character. So go roll and get an extra die for the others, because you're kind of doing this as a group roll.
Okay, so I get to roll 7. Yikes.
Whoa.
So bad. This feels so bad.
I got 1 success.
Oh,
He
wow.
absolutely seems sincere about his affection and wanting to see the place protected.
Oh.
Yeah.
I detect no lies. What's the meme?
Yeah.
No lies.
No lies detected.
No lies detected.
Yeah. I like to drop those things as though I'm 24. Sometimes they land weird because I'm fucking not.
Remy, I am interested in assisting with getting more weapons for this place. I think you and I should take a short walk together and then figure out the next step of the plan. No,
Sure.
I
Do you
think-
want more of a tour? Is that you want to see more of the place before just
Let's all go. I'm sorry. Let's all go. But I definitely have some questions.
Mm,
Mr. Mayor, it was lovely meeting you. You seem like a very fine fellow who has very fine ideas.
So can you help us with the hell ride thing you were talking about?
We'll talk to Remy about it. You stay here and eat some noodles.
Remy's real good. He helped bring so many people here.
and you are doing a good job, Mr. Mayor.
Without Remy, we wouldn't have thought to put holes in the walls to stick our crossbows out of.
I think without Remy, you probably wouldn't have thought of a lot of things.
That's probably true, but you said something about noodles and they're cooling off. So the group heads down. On your way down, you see that there is a young beastie woman who is some form of goat or sheep. So she's got a little bit of white fur all over her body, and her face is a little bit of a snout, got a little pink nose, and she has absolutely adorable horns, curly horns. And she's got a sundress on. Sees Remy and lights up like a neon bulb and runs over for a big hug. And she's only like her top of her head will be up to your chin. She's a pretty tiny thing. Remy!
Oh, Remy's very excited, but he's also like trying to play it a little cool in front of like all these people. And
He stops to run halfway up. Right, working.
Yes, I'm.
Hello,
Yeah.
Mr. Chase.
Hello,
I
Mimi, and he tips his
I hope
hat.
you're having a fine day. And she curtsies.
Oh, very, very fine now. Thanks,
She
Steve.
has little hooves, by the way. And she's taken a strap of white leather and made them into Mary Jane's. So she's got super adorable hooves. Well, I'm just going to get back to my work then, assisting Dad with making the liquid gold.
What's that?
My dad's a brewer,
Ooh, like beer?
exactly like, well, he says pretty close to beer.
We love beer. Is there any chance that we could try some? Is that part of the tour? Remy, can we go?
We're not at, well,
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that Mimi would be able to. Yeah.
You look like you're doing business, but can I just take the little girl with me and show her the brewery?
Goldie, can I go, please? I promise
You
I'll be
are
sick.
an
I'll be right
adult.
back.
You are an adult who can make their own choices. You
Clearly,
do
he's
not
registered me as a kid.
stop asking me for permission to do things with your life.
Okay, bye.
Lita, stop her. Lita, stop her.
Oh, D, I think we should not. We should
Oh,
stay together.
it's not going to be any trouble at all.
No,
She
no,
could
no.
go in. She could see it.
No.
She could have a drink.
I
It
need
is the
a
best
willpower
beer.
save from
I
you.
run over to Lita and I whisper, "Don't forget, I'm an assassin. It's okay."
That's why I let her make her own choices.
I actually didn't know that about you. It's only been 3 days, but good to know.
Yeah,
I'm a
all
martial
told, I think you've known her less than a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
art.
Come on,
D is sort of like the most beautiful little ticking time bomb you've never seen yet. So
Oh wow.
Mimi actually hands you a handmade friendship bracelet.
Oh,
Here, you're my friend now. Come on.
no. Oh,
I
God.
love the fact that when she does that, her mic kicks out.
It's like no.
Can't do it.
It's so great.
I also like the idea that it sounds like she's running off in the
Yes.
distance with her.
And they run off, and you know that the one of the rooms in the basement is the brewery, and it's separated from the others because occasionally when you're distilling things, which is something else you can do, there can be problems. So you made sure that was going to be safe. So it's in a utility room. So they head off. The other three of you, on your way down, have a brief conversation to allay suspicions, I imagine, and it goes thusly.
So a brewery and a brothel, no protection in the way of guns.
17 died last week.
Oh yeah, that was incredibly unfortunate. I hoped we'd be at a spot where we could be getting some defenses or something a little bit more quickly, but we go with the model of generating revenue and income so that we can afford all those things. And it's very hard just to start with a bunch of guns. What are you going to do?
What? Okay. You have to have a resource to start with. You have to have a foundation of something that you can trade, and here you have space that you're trying to.
So I'm going to cinematically cut to Remy alone in his room about 3 months ago,
Oh,
putting on a piece of paper like plants, scratching it out like land rights, scratching it out.
oh.
Air rights, scratching it out. Hookers? Question mark. And then we come back.
This is a fine place to have a settlement, but what is generating revenue that can be spent to either improve the place or buy things to improve the place, or to get people to live here and pay them to improve the place?
Well, that's why people love the carnal pleasures. So that was kind of priority one. That is something that people cannot generally do not want to live without.
Goldwater, your partial, one of your archetypes is trader. So
Yes.
go ahead and roll 4 dice for me.
All right.
And for those that are listening, the 4 die thing is a default. When there isn't a proper skill for something, the GM will generally tell you to roll between 3 and 6 dice, depending on circumstances.
We got 3 partial successes.
So this sounds to you, and also considering you've spent 9 months of in-game time generating tax forms, this looks to you like if someone's priorities were burning through short-term profit with no eye at all to long-term viability. Although he does seem sincere about his concern for the town, which suggests another partner or shifted priorities, because the decisions that have been made are not consistent with his stated sincere desire to protect the town.
Okay, I see.
Like you'd almost expect, Henry Hill, like I got trouble, my friends, to be like, he would have been here and then fucking left already. Because what you're looking at is the evidence of someone like that.
Gotcha. So it's Springfield after the monorail.
Right. And he's, as far as you can tell, he's gone. But looking around, you're like, if I wanted to generate a bunch of volts quick, and I didn't care about long-term growth or anything like that, these choices are all choices you would have made or would stand out to you on a tax form.
Right. Okay. It seemed, Remy, it seems to me like some choices were made very, very quickly a while ago about what this place was going to be, about what Palm was going to be. And then no new choices were made. Does that sound accurate?
That is if this is a criticism, I can take criticism. No town is perfect, especially when it's getting started. But yeah, I can. There were lots of decisions were made. We were trying to get people here. Me and the mayor.
The mayor is not making decisions. You cannot convince me that he has made any choices as to what is happening here.
Well, he's the one that he signs the checks, metaphorically speaking. So he is the one given the yay or nay. He named the town for one.
Remy, please, I believe that you have the best of intentions here. So don't think that I'm trying to nail you down or to try and make you feel like you have some guilt towards what is happening here. But please don't try and fool me into thinking that the mayor has made any choice outside of what ramen to eat and the name of the town.
Okay, I am a consultant, and so he is paying me to consult. So yes, he is taking my suggestions, and my suggestion, now, just in line with what you guys were saying, so the coincidence works out really well that we need more protection for the town.
I need a willpower save from Goldwater.
All right.
Oh, no.
Here we go. Here comes the flim-flammery.
Wasn't it your original character name, Eddy?
Flim-flammery.
All right. So I got 3 partial successes again.
So he's starting to make some sense to you. There's something missing, but you feel less driven to find out what it is.
Yes. You do need guns and you do need defense. That's
very soon. I would say we just lost like 17 people a couple of weeks ago. It's crazy.
I was at this first on the list. Well, I was at this first on the list.
I in hindsight probably should have been, but here we are now, and I can't second guess it. This was Pum's path.
Where's this auction?
And do you have money?
The auction
Currency.
is at X.
So I'll get to that during the cutscene, and there is some money. Okay. Let me get a insight check from Lita, please.
Oh.
So Remy, while we're traveling, we are going to make a list together about priorities.
Okay, this is a real mix. It's 1, 6, 1, 1, and a 5 and a 2.
Okay, so it's kind of like falling through. Mm-hmm. All that matters is the 6s.
Cool.
You don't even worry about the other dice unless there's no 6s. Then you go to the next consideration.
Cool.
So that means you can tell that D is becoming intoxicated.
Oh no.
I'm not with her, but I can tell.
Yep.
This is new. Okay. She's kind of now like not really paying attention to them talking. I can initiate conversation with Pickles telepathically because of the bond.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to telepathically say to Pickles, I feel like this is a new development, but I can tell that D is getting very drunk right now.
Excuse me?
I don't know why. I felt it earlier when she was getting way too cozy just with Remy. I felt how much she liked him and I didn't understand why. And now I'm really getting the feeling that she is extremely intoxicated.
So Pickles, go ahead and give me a psi test.
Ooh, okay.
Who knows? You could have a leap of logic.
Let's see. Where's my psi?
You are a professor after all.
I am a professor.
You can look up Psy on YouTube.
Eddie,
I
Eddy.
passed on that. I passed on making that joke. I was like, I'm not going to do it.
All right, can we initiate combat now?
Barrett, you didn't have to worry. You did. Eddie was here, man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. All right. So,
Let's see.
how'd you
How
do?
many
Tech.
dice here?
It's on the deck. It's in the middle.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. 5 dice.
Ooh.
It's one of the hardest to get a good skill in because of where that comes from. Yeah.
Well, you're gonna
You're a
love this.
professor, you got confidence.
2 successes and a partial.
Ooh.
So your guess is they have both had the same neural augmentation applied to them. There is a chance they are neurally connected.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
So does that come out like it's meow? Like,
It's like,
I think being a cat, like the hackles, like there'd be a physiological.
just like a little like
okay.
furring of the collar a little bit.
Yeah, and Lita definitely knows that means Pickles.
no.
Yeah.
What?
So, don't be alarmed, but
That's
what may be happening, it could be potential fallout from the earlier altercation at that research facility that had all the angels and such, where you got your lovely little lip
Mhm.
adornments.
ah.
You may be linked to D. I'm not entirely certain how far that link goes, how far it could go, or how much that will affect you or D.
So, editor's note to anyone watching that doesn't know what the hell we're talking about. Both of those characters have silver eyelids and lips, and it refers to a process that was done in game at 2 different times. Editor end.
Lita, having heard this, is going to go, okay. And she's just going to mentally start going, D, 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 just like testing to see if she can, if she feels anything,
No.
if she hears anything come back or anything.
No, at this point, no.
Okay.
However, I am going to cut to the group in the van. So you are on your way to a raider camp known as Diesel Down. So it is a somewhat nomadic but well-known camp. They're known kind of like, my father used to be the photographer for a biker gang called the Hell's Henchmen. So they worked security, like a lot of the biker groups back then. I guess it still happens with some of them. So they do concerts, they do certain things. This group of raiders can be employed to be security for various things. And apparently, they are providing security for a gun show. So there will be weapons on sale. Remy was given all of the vast resources of the settlement, which is about 100 volts. But you personally, obviously this is not, all of you don't know this, but you have your skim. You have considerably more than that you were prepared to get out of Dodge with, but are maybe, if you really needed to buy proper weapons, you might dip into your own retirement fund.
Yeah, I've been squirreling away a little bit. Yeah,
it's more like 500. So if you need to buy some proper weaponry, or hell, stuff to make mines or do proper defenses, like the right kind of materials, would be very helpful. I mean, what you've got here is you have a generator in the basement, which is great, and you've got the fact that your girlfriend's father is a brewer is also long-term. That's great, but he hasn't been able to produce enough to be an income source yet. But that trades very well in a world full of people that need to be intoxicated. I imagine a post-apocalyptic world, people would want to be drunk even more than in 2021. So beer would be a very expensive commodity. I am, however, going to take our 5-minute bio break right now before the van takes off on the road. Yay. So, Colt. Welcome back. So that thing I just mentioned, Colt, it occurs to me showing everyone where they're going would be a less than stupid idea. So you're currently near the bottom of the map there, the red circle around the farm. That's actually where you are currently. That's where that settlement was. You are heading north by northeast. So you're heading the direction of Edgewater, which is going to put you through a couple of very dangerous zones. So you're going to have to decide to drive through the zones or around the zones. Fortunately, in a car, in a vehicle, you can probably make it to where you're going. So it's not quite as far as where hell is marked. You can't see it now, but when he pulls it up, you'll see it. There you go. So, yeah, so the one in the lower left there, there's three. It's like a triangle of circled sites. Those were the places for possible settlements. The one in the lower left, that's where you are. You're heading the direction of the one and to the top. You've actually there was the lower, no, that's the one that was the haunted church, which you've already explored.
Where
But
we
you're
met
going to be heading
Jesus.
through an area that's got an actual red zone. So are you more worried about making time, or are you worried about driving around the dangerous zones?
I think we'd probably want to avoid the dangerous zones, maybe get some more like time and chat in with our lovely new friend.
Yeah.
Okay, so the only downside is it means you might not make it in one day, which means you'll arrive in time for the gun show, but it'll be just in time, and you'll have to spend a night out here in the waste. Whereas if you go through the dangerous zone, you can make it to the camp in time to not have to spend the night in the waste.
Go through the danger zone.
That is interesting because either way is not awesome.
Yeah.
Let's I'm gonna recommend that we just drive through the day because night is bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least be able to see what's coming towards us if something bad happens.
Going through the danger zone then, right?
Just for my own knowledge, about how long have we all been together at this point?
Like 43 minutes.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. Good to know.
Good talk.
Can you flash the map again, Colt? Okay, so you see where the red zone is in the middle of the map? Driving right through that. You'll be going. Where you're going is basically on the other side of that yellow marked zone. So note that that zone is marked for both goblins and for aberrations. So it is a dangerous place. And of course, radiation. There is some rudimentary shielding inside the van. So as long as you stay in the van, it shouldn't be too bad. The exceptions would be, I think both Dee and Lita are pink, right?
Mm-hmm.
So pink is basically a class feature that means because they're pregens, they are not adapted to radiation at all. So they are more vulnerable to becoming radiation sick. The rest of you, it's not as big of a deal.
Okay.
Do I get? Oh wait.
Okay, so off you go. And Pickles, did you have something you wanted to? So far, Remy doesn't know that you're anything but a cat.
Correct. I think it's time to
I've tried to pet Pickles a couple of times.
Lita swats his hand every time.
I'm actually going to defer to Goldwater for a minute, if that's all right with everybody.
Well, I thought you had specific to say. If not, you can continue to drive. Before you reach the red zones, the first third of your journey, I'm assuming as you drive, among other things, your eyes are always open for not only enemies, but scavenging and currently also probably for potential settlements, right?
Yeah.
So Goldwater is largely focused on driving. It sounds like Lita is playing defense with Remy
Yep.
and
And D
and
is
Pickles. So D, I need a notice check.
no.
Hey,
Good choice.
that's a bad idea.
Oh no.
Idea.
No.
Oh, good.
I liked it. 1, 2, 3. Whee! Oh. I got 6.
I'd like you were
Oh, I'm so
surprised by your
happy.
check.
It flew under my desk, but it worked out. So I'm
So
excited.
up ahead, you're driving along not a highway, but a side road. They tend to be sometimes better to drive on because when it's not concrete, it can be broken. It can be rougher. It's smoother than broken, uneven concrete. So you're doing all right. And the committee made sure that you have very powerful shock from this thing. You probably have extra big tires, the whole 9 yards. You notice up ahead to your left.
I thought I was in a bar drinking.
You're gone from there. You were we segued past that. So
Okay,
you're
just
still
making
You joined us.
you're still a little lit. You met Mimi's dad, who is a big Brian Blessed as a sheep man looking dude. Very effusive, very, very positive, very pleased to meet you. He had a big hug for you. And he, of course, poured you a big sample. So you're still a little lit. You notice off to your left and ahead an unusually large water tower. What pulls your eye is it has a rope ladder hanging from it.
Goldie!
Yeah.
This doesn't look right. Can we stop? Look at the thing. It's got the dangles on it.
I'll slow down and take a look.
So looking out there, there's definitely somebody living there because there is a rope ladder. And not only that, there have been portholes cut to look out. So there are windows in the thing. And looking at it, it would be a viable place to set up shop. Obviously, normally there isn't any way to look out because it's a big tub, but someone has cut portholes in it.
This would be a really great lookout spot. We could look out so far. We could look out.
Yeah. Also, this might be a good location for a possible base. If everybody's okay, I just want to swing by and take a closer look.
Yay.
All right.
As you approach, who's got the best notice dice?
Not me.
I've got 6.
Oh boy.
Oh, good God.
Wow.
Okay, so let's have Remy roll his 6.
I also have 6.
Oh, wow.
Is somebody holding you up to a window though?
That's a good question.
Look with your feline eyes.
I've got 1 partial success.
You see movement behind one of the portholes. So somebody's definitely active up there. Like there's always the chance in the wasted world that this was something that was built a long time ago, right? So there's movement, which suggests there's something else actively going on.
Yeah, it definitely looks like somebody's home here. I can't tell what's going on, but there's something going on in there.
I'm gonna ask Lita to hold me up to the window.
Like, okay. And she'll be like, hold Pickles.
Okay, so
I guess the cat likes to look at the drive, huh?
Yeah, it's sometimes not fair to just have the same view the whole time.
No, it's a good kitty, and I
Yep.
try to pet Pickles again.
She holds with one arm and swats with the other.
So I think the camera would be Pickles' vision. So it would be your same point of view as you're picked up. A fairly large goblin is sliding down the rope. So just kind of holding it with gloves loosely and sliding down. He has over his back a backpack that's like a large trunk or something. It's very big.
That his wife? Is he married to his trunk?
Oh. I don't. You know what? She's gonna take her flask and be like, "Drink. Have you drank water? Let's have you drink some water."
No, I like it like this. This is fun.
Pickles, Lita and Dee are holding their heads the same way. So they both have the same. You just notice that here and there, they're neurologically syncing up.
No.
So me and Goldwater are the only sober people in this.
So
Cat's drunk.
you park the van. He gets to the ground and comes over, but his hands are raised like, I'm no threat.
The goblin does?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
Greetings.
What is this place?
Oh, that's my home. Have you come to buy?
Beautiful home.
What? Sorry, what was that?
Have you come to buy?
No, but we'd be interested if you are selling something.
Oh, I think you'll be very interested. And he looks you up and down, and all that implies.
Hey, keep your eyes to yourself or I'm gonna eat them.
Hey,
What is your friend? What does she want?
I'm just hungry, sorry. Ignore me.
I assumed most people can't find this place. I assumed you'd come to buy.
we're passing through, but this looked interesting.
What do you sell?
I sell, and he opens the trunk with a flourish, and it's like somebody packed for 3 weeks at Disney in one suitcase. So clothes pop up. I sell clothes.
Oh.
Do you have any suits in there?
Only one.
I want to see it right now.
Oh, Goldwater.
He starts going through it.
While he's going through it, Remy's just kind of like looking over. How long have you lived here, good sir? Lived here in your tower?
3 years.
3 years. Wow. Do you just live there all by yourself? Is there?
I used to have a boyfriend, but he got sick of my shit and he left.
Oh man, I am.
No, it's
so
all right.
sorry.
We're a bad match. I was only into him for the sex.
That sounds nice.
It was, but it was one of those relationships where you're always taking jabs at each other like a sport. It gets old after a while, you know?
Oh,
He throws a scarf at you. Try this on.
it must be lonely here all by yourself. Have you ever thought about potentially having another or 29 other roommates?
Roommates?
Yeah, just other people to live with. I know of a settlement nearby. They have a marketplace. They could use someone that has all these fine clothes to sell, and there could be other people that you could maybe find a better match with, or just have some companionship.
I'm not really looking right now.
Lita looks at Goldwater and she's like, "He's good. He's really good."
But I don't know. Here it is. And he pulls out. So in an anime, when the animation style changes to that very it goes from really realistic to really cartoony. He pulls up the cartoon suit and there's little sparkly gleams around it. He's actually got an Everwear suit. So this is the stuff that Lita's wearing, like the stuff that doesn't ever rip. The stuff
Does like a single tear fall from Goldwater's eye?
If we leave without this for Goldwater, I will be very disappointed.
Yeah.
I would like to try that on.
I mean, there's on the collar there are buttons that can adjust the fit a little bit.
Then I would like that. I would like to purchase that from you.
You know how rare these things are, right?
Yes.
Oh, how rare. There's one right here. Can't be that rare.
So Remy, his expression changes to, "Oh, she must be rich."
Oh.
Wow. He begins to negotiate. And again, we generally leave this out. There is actually a mechanic for this. Barter.
I like that.
So go ahead and make a barter test.
I'm like, can Remy assist on this negotiation?
Yeah, can we all assist?
It's only going to give him one.
Can I help?
I
The
think
one with the
arguably the D is going to reduce it.
No,
I have a
then
7.
I'm
I have
not,
a 7.
I'm not
No,
there.
Remy's gonna like check the fit and be like, just it doesn't look like it fits completely as good as it could, and I think that deserves come down to the price.
He presses the button, and it does the thing that the Back to the Future sneakers do. And it just tightens up. There you go.
I got a 6. So.
Yeah.
Apparently I did fine. I will let him take me for a ride. Stuff. Just wait.
The negotiated price, because that is a success, is 200 volts.
Okay. That's more than I have on my character sheet, but I know we were kind of rolling with a lot of.
How much is on your sheet right now?
Just 50.
Okay, so I will assume that you've got 50 on you, but you're probably good for more, at least 100 more. So can someone cover Goldwater?
Sorry, where did you say that number is?
She's gonna glance at Pickles.
Lower right hand side. Yeah, that's true. She's because you're holding the money, but it's Pickles' money.
It's not my money yet.
Yeah. Lower right hand side of your sheet, Danielle.
Okay.
I don't remember how much you had. I don't think it was a lot.
Remy makes a big deal about 200
right
volts.
inside.
Who would be carrying so much?
Oh
Who
yeah,
would be
I don't
carrying
have-
so much
yeah,
money?
You don't have anything on you at all right now, D.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cancel that. All right. So the other 150 can come off of Pickles for now.
Yes,
Um,
absolutely. We're just gonna let
so-
Goldwater have it.
It's something we're going to add to your. Make a note that we're going to add to your sheet. You have an Everweave suit, so it is a conservative. It's not exactly right, but it's still way better than you got.
Nice. Oh, this is amazing.
I'm so happy for you.
Is he
I've been-
wearing it?
This is like my goal for this season was to get another.
Oh wow!
So
Now you can die or retire.
Hope you enjoyed the show.
He just leaves off into the sunset.
Just starts walking.
This looks to
Miss
me,
you, bye.
Lita, who has some experience with fashion. This looks like a vice president's, like a corporate suit, like somebody that would have money and would be able to afford something like this. But it's the style. Yours is stylish. So whoever originally owned this was probably literally a bodyguard, or was a the style that sometimes they wear the suit they wear kind of without a blouse. That's real sharp looking, like maybe like that as a piece of fashion. Whereas his suit is more like, I'm going to a board meeting today and I want to look really good.
Perfect.
So,
Lita's gonna just kind of dust off the shoulder. I'm assuming he's wearing it now.
it does itself. So
Okay, but she's gonna just like smooth over it and go, it
Yeah.
really suits you.
Yeah.
Really suits him.
Get
Are
it.
there does this guy have any sundresses in his trunk?
He has something similar, and I'm starting to kind of. It's got a little bit of. Why am I going this far? It's got a little bit of an Empire waist to it.
Ooh.
You think it would be very fetching on Mimi, actually, and he throws it in because you could definitely negotiate that because you just dropped 200 volts.
Yeah.
So it's like I see you looking. So you have dress for Mimi, and there's other odds and ends. Like he probably gives you the scarf. Give me a persuade roll from Remy.
Hold on, I'm writing down dress for
Oh.
me. This is very important information. Persuade. Hold on. Okay.
Wait, does he have any fingerless gloves?
Oh,
He turns around. You hear snick, 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 snick. As it so happens, yes, I do.
A goblin after my own heart.
Oh my god.
I get them and I put them in my pocket and I say for Navad.
Aw.
I got a success and 2 partials.
Okay, so you only worry about the success unless you fail.
Okay.
But you got success. Would you rather convince him that he has a good location for people to move to, or that he should move to Pum?
Oh, I would rather convince him to move to Palm.
So you say there's a market there.
Oh yeah, great market, but they could use an upgrade. I mean, Lita here has a basket holder for
Hold it up.
Yeah,
I mean,
but we could always use more. We have beer, which
I mean, I've stayed here because this is very defensible.
Is it?
But pull up that ladder. It's really hard to get up to where I live.
you could bring the ladder. We could attach it to, we have a parking garage. We have a lot of people. Going to be defensible very, very soon. So it's we don't have a lot in the way of defense just yet, but it's next on the looks at Goldwater priority list. And
All right. Well, I'm going to seriously think about it. I mean, I've got a pretty solid. I thought about what you were saying, maybe moving other people up with me, but obviously there's limited space in the tank. But I figure I could fit a couple, 3 dozen easy.
oh, I mean, that'll get real cramped.
It'll
It'll get real cramped, and people climbing up and down that rope ladder all the time. You just,
Here, huh?
It's so good. It is really good. I love it. The beer is very good.
All right. So we pull back the camera. We do a time and space cut to see the van pulling away. And in the background, we see through a little porthole, he's packing stuff up.
Yes.
Off the group goes.
Good job, Remy.
Lita, you feel Dee's oncoming headache before Dee does.
Dee, do you have, how's your head feeling?
And right then you get the headache.
It's bad. Feeling bad.
Okay. How about water now? Again, just trying that one more time.
I don't.
Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this for no reason.
Oh,
Don't let that worry you at all.
no.
And
Cool.
I'm gonna need a notice check from Goldwater.
All right. See if I notice things. I got 2 successes.
oh,
I noticed something.
Noticed.
As you're entering the rad zone, I'm gonna need a endurance save, but only from Dee and Lita.
oh
Oh,
boy.
no.
Oh man.
Okay. All right.
I noticed you guys getting red sick.
You're like, you don't look so good.
Oh,
Looking a little
yeah.
pukey.
Very, very sick.
One success.
I had
So
noticed.
And one
I
part.
guess it makes sense that you're a little out of it physically anyway.
Mhm.
So as you're driving into the red zone, she probably begins puking almost immediately.
Oh,
You're already
no.
intoxicated.
Lita's like just pushing her hair. I don't know how long Dee's hair is. But she's just
It looks like this.
this. She's just brushing her bangs out of her face. And okay. Yep.
And at that point, Goldwater notices the arms coming up out of the ground to grab the van.
Oh, no.
So they only have 2 fingers and a thumb, and they're a little bigger than a human arm. So there are creatures hiding underneath the dirt that are reaching out to grab and stop the van. So I'm going to need a drive test, my friend.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
Goldwater, please.
My first time doing a drive test, I think, in the game ever. I learned to drive along the way.
You did. That's right.
You got it. You got it. You got it.
I got one success.
Oh,
Yes.
thank
Okay.
goodness.
So to me, this feels very much like a drone following, kind of a camera shot, right?
Yeah.
We're up here behind Kit as it's doing this, and it's a lot of us just driving. Fortunately, because you can go at about 40 miles an hour, at least, you're able to avoid the area pretty quickly. Failure would have meant they grab some of the undercarriage and stop the van. We do, however, see a couple of them do grab but are pulled free by your evasion. And
Yeah.
the creatures are basically 4 arms and a central body like a starfish with a beak. So when you pull it out
Ugh.
under the earth, it just comes up and it's all arms and eating and digesting and shitting, right? Like thing to eat you and arms to get you, right?
Gross.
I puke some more.
We all do.
Fair. Fair.
So that goes better than it could have. Good driving, and you continue on your way. It's midday at this point, and I need so the 2 you're taking care of. So I need a roll from Remy, please, on notice.
Let's see.
Also, I guess, do I have drive ability do I have the ability to drive if I have like a certain amount of dice in it, or would it be under my abilities?
Anybody can try to drive. There's a drive skill.
Under
Use to
athletics at the top.
Yeah, mine's a 2.
Mine's a 5. So I was like, am I actually decent at driving? Is that what?
5 is good.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
figured. So I was just like, let
Anything-
Goldwater
anything
drive
4
today.
or up is practical, right? Because it's that 1 in 6 of getting that
Right.
6. To be reliable, you want to get somebody with a good 5, 6, or 7
Okay.
is a reliable driver.
What does Goldwater have?
4.
Okay, so I should have been driving,
Yes.
Yeah,
but you did
you're-
fine.
You're busy making sure that poor D
Yeah,
did not
I'm
vomit up her
patting
own-
her
Listen.
back.
Listen, everybody's better than me. I'm all paws.
I think so. Kdin, the other thing is, I think Pickles. I don't think I know because I made it. Pickles would have to use your telekinetic manipulation to drive.
Yep.
So it'd be very
Ooh.
cat from outer space and not super great. So
Not
what was
Toonses.
the
Not
notice? So there is a feat called Toonsis, Barrett,
Oh, okay.
and Toonsis is to allow the Ultra Cat to drive without penalty.
Oh, it's amazing.
Incredible.
I got 1 success on that notice.
Yeah.
So you notice up ahead on your right, near where the highway would be, and you're kind of paralleling it, there is an unusually intact billboard that's actually got a light, one of those, the name for it, but to make it light up. And there is a small robot repairing, like it's patching some of the image. So it's like just peeling shit and it's gluing it back in position. And the sign says, if you lived in Greenhaven, you'd be home by now. Next exit.
I point out the side towards. I point out to Goldwater. Say, oh, that's interesting. There's a robot actually repairing the sign. Maybe there's
So Pickles, the robot looks custom built to maintain a advertising billboard.
Okay.
So it has like little wheel things that would clip on to the outside so it can run around and keep it all up. So it's like a dedicated maintenance bot.
So this was specifically and intentionally built to do this particular job. So this is all with a purpose.
Looking up on the right to where that exit would be, there are lights of a small community on a hill, which would line up with where the next exit would be.
I kind of want to check this out.
I assume that Remy would like to check it out too. There may be more recruits there.
Do we have time for I'm gonna talk to Goldwater. Do we have time for a pit stop?
Well, we're making very good time, especially considering that we haven't been stopped by any creatures or raiders. So
I think D could use a rest anyway.
it's true. I think we could all use a
Yeah, I
rest.
think
This is happening telepathically, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's in here. Okay, just making sure.
at this point, D, I think you're feeling just kind of like you got your first Pfizer, like you're a little wrung out.
Look really bad, but I'm too tired.
So are you going to pull off the next exit? Okay, so you go briefly onto the highway, go to the next exit and exit. And you're approaching what appears to be an intact gated community. So from a distance, it's got the right kind of like, you know what those look like from a distance, especially here in Texas. Like you see one over there, they're all kind of level. They're all kind of, and it appears to be intact and all lit up.
Can I use like anything in my perception situation, like sense or any of that shit? Would any of that be helpful right now, Mike?
So try to speak in terms of a thing your character does, not in game mechanics. Like, is there an action that you can take?
Basically, in Dia's kind of weird crippled state, I just kind of want to throw my head osmosis style onto the side of the window and see if I can get any kind of weird vibes off this gated community, because it doesn't seem normal.
Lita, make a willpower save.
Oh no.
Oh.
This is gonna be bad for us.
Oh
in the future.
no. I don't have very strong willpower either.
Oh no, I'm sorry, Lita.
Oh dear, I failed.
So Dee, you don't realize that you have not banged your head because it kind of feels like you did. What
Right.
actually happens is Lita bangs her head.
Ah!
So you take a few hit points, don't worry about how much. You know why you did it.
That didn't work so good.
So the van pulls off onto that road.
Remy is just
And-
like,
There are little signs on the way, like almost there, low rates.
Fur machine.
Yeah, very much. It's very much also kind of like 50s, 60s style kind of
Okay.
community vibe from it. And you see, as you're approaching, off to your left, there's another purpose-built robot tending a patch of lawn. So the surviving patch of lawn is only 2 feet by 4 feet, but that robot is tending the fuck out of it.
Hell yeah.
Very, very lush.
Love that guy.
And it waves at you. It's actually got like a canvas gardening glove on its robotic arm.
Remy is writing down self-tending robots.
So you pull up and there is a security station, and it is in fact literally a gate on the gated community.
Okay.
And there's a box.
I'll roll up to the box and roll down the window, talk into the box.
A clearly a processed voice, so probably another mechanical. Good evening. How can I help you?
Yes, we saw the signs on the road and we're curious about the community here.
You're looking to rent or buy?
Not sure yet.
There's a beep and the doors open. The office is up on the right.
I kind of look at everybody
Mm-hmm.
and then I drive in. I was waiting for someone to say, "Don't do it."
No.
It's a little shady.
A perception roll. Let's say Lita's a little distracted. One from Pickles and a different one from Remy. Both of you give me a notice check. Ideally, you want 2 successes here.
I got one and a partial.
Got one and a partial also.
Nice.
There are freestanding columns, which might be decorative, but might have defensive weapons in them.
I think it's time for me to give up the ghost here. To Remy.
And it's literally, again, like any rental property, right? Or community like this, there is a office building, and next to it would be the model home. It's a very specific way these places tend to be laid out, and this is no different.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to Remy, and I'm gonna talk to everybody. I'm gonna use the generic telepathic shout. You noticed that too, didn't you?
Remy is Remy is like, who is talking in my brain? Like, what is happening?
And your telepathic voice is a little feline, right?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little nya to it.
Remy like looks at the cat like,
Yes, it's me.
okay. Oh, that's new. Wow, you man, you guys have been keeping that one close to the vest for the last couple of hours.
That's why the petting thing wasn't really an option.
Oh, that was probably really offensive. Okay.
Yeah, just a smidge offensive.
Yeah.
But you did notice that, didn't you?
A little light flickers on in the parking lot outside the office, and it says "Welcome guests." There's a little sign.
I don't.
I'm gonna. Are there any people? There's any evidence of people living? Or
yeah, this looks all automated.
You don't see any people, but you look down one of the streets.
Yeah.
And there is what looks to be a gardener who's actually got a big floppy sun hat, pending like a window box, but it's a robotic gardener.
Okay, not
okay.
And is actually using a sprinkler can rather than any kind of like hose. It's picked up. So the whole thing is clearly meant to be rustic, and to have that look to it.
In my headachy, weird state, I just say very quietly, if there's all these mechanics, that has to mean there's a mechanical room or something. Can we please go there?
So I need, let's see, who would be the one? So it's not going to be the driver. It's not going to be D. Pickles, are you back on Lita's shoulder? Are you looking out windows?
I'm looking out windows. I'm very like ears swiveling, eyes darting. Things feel off.
So is the best perception Remy still?
Perception for me. Let's see. I have 5s and 6s across the board.
Yeah, I have 6s and 5s except for senses 3.
Okay, so that's gonna be. So go ahead and give me a roll with an extra die, Remy, because I think it's the best roll. The extra die is for the other people helping you. It's a cooperative. It's a group action.
So I'm rolling for which one?
Notice.
Notice. Okay.
A lot of noticing stuff today.
A lot of looking. A lot of very adventurous looking.
I've got 2 successes on that.
Yeah.
Which is what you needed. That means you managed to look through the window of one of the buildings that's not the office in the model home. And there are 2 skeletons, isn't quite right, because they're desiccated, mostly skeletal bodies. Mummy is closer.
Okay.
So there is a dead couple sitting in front of a TV, bathed in the luminescence of a early model. Another thing about this setting is it's retro future from the 80s. There still are some CRTs. Like it's not forward from 2021.
Yeah.
It's forward from the 80s. So they're literally bathed by TV light, but they look, and they're fully dressed. There are a couple. It looks to you like they might have just died in the fall and have been left there and cared for, because everything else, the room looks spotless, but they're real dead.
Okay. Yeah. I'm just going to point out there's a couple of dead people over in that house.
Yeah, and you can all see it. And
Right.
and again, they haven't, even in all this time, and it would have been 100 years, they've not fallen over. They've not, which implies that if they're a robotic staff, they've done stuff like sit them back up and adjust their clothes, like they're being kept pristine.
Ooh, this is interesting. This is very interesting.
That's weird. I don't like it. Lita, I don't like it.
Yeah, I can't say I'm a fan of it either.
Did you park the van?
I don't think we're going to find many new settlers for Pum here. Just float that out there.
No, but there's
I'm going
quite
to
a lot of
leave, but
tech
I'm
here.
marking this on the map as someplace we may
Do you want to drive around the roundabout with the office and just go right the back?
Goldie, on the way out, can we steal a robot for Jeepers?
Yes, let's go back to the one at the billboard.
Oh.
So as you're pulling away, you notice that the freestanding columns turrets are coming up out of them.
Okay.
Which are now tracking the van. And that starts happening the minute you go away from the office back to the office. And they're like every 100 yards all around this property.
Oh.
Do you continue to go around, or do you double back and go to the office?
I think we're stuck here.
I think we are. I was vaguely afraid of this, but we'll be fine. Yeah, let's go to the office.
All right.
As soon as you clearly course correct, the turrets go back down to the columns.
Remy writes down automated
I
turrets.
knew he was going to do that.
There it was.
I'm
very
just
good.
going to put this out here. If we can find a way to bring this place to heal, this would be an amazing settlement.
If the turrets don't
Open fire on us.
that would be the qualifier there.
That is qualifier number one. Everything else after that we can figure out.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go in the office.
Oh no.
Okay,
Me and my family were just looking for a new place, moved in town.
So there is, when you enter, there's kind of like a foyer, and there is a like 4-foot tall bot. It looks a lot like what's the one? A Tomo. The ones we have now, the kind of chunky, waddly robots. There's one of them, and it's actually got a tray with quesadillas on it.
Ooh.
Quesadilla?
Yes.
Would you like quesadilla?
I'll pick one up and smell it.
Yeah, I was gonna do the same thing.
It's made of artificial God knows what, but it's fresh. So it's probably from a tank of soy something.
Okay.
And it's produced when you pulled up.
Remy takes a couple in like even pockets.
And there is an office that you're led to. And there is another artificial person that's actually part of the desk. Good evening. You made it just in time. We close at 6.
Yes, it must be about 6.
Oh, there's still a little while. And I'm willing to stay late for a new prospect.
Great.
Prospect.
You know, if you lived here in Greenhaven, you'd be home by now.
Oh, he's good. He's good.
More notes.
He's a robot. Of course he's good.
Are you looking for, he looks at your suit. Police? We have some furnished units.
Mm-hmm.
Have you gotten a new position with the plant?
Yes.
Excellent. Do you have any paperwork or an ID card with?
No, I came here first.
Want to get a jump on the paperwork, huh?
That's right. I love paperwork, and I'm not lying.
That's true.
How much paperwork do I have to fill out to get one of these homes?
It has a printer in its chest
Uh-huh.
and starts producing paperwork and handing it to you.
I got a suit and paperwork in the same day. This is the best. This is the best.
This is your
And
day.
This is very much like talking to somebody selling a car, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to try to go through. You and I don't have to improvise that entire conversation, although that's improviser hell.
Oh yeah, negotiation scenes. People love those.
Yeah. I think Roy said fucking never.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you look through it and he basically tells you, take this to HR, bring it back here. You just need to verify income. We can get your, would you like to see the sample home? The model home just next door.
I have a tech question.
Yeah.
Can I talk to the robots, or they cannot hear me?
They cannot hear you. It has to be a living thing that understands.
Cool, awesome. So I can just talk out loud and talk shit about the robots. Fantastic.
You're using telepathy. The robot can't hear you at all.
Fantastic.
Now,
So part of his speech, his pitch, is that everything is maintained by robotics. So you don't have to worry about a thing.
I have one question before we look at the unit. When I pulled the van around and started heading back out because I thought I saw something I want to take another look at, these turrets were aimed at our vehicle.
Oh, you would have received a warning. Security is very important to our guests.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you, and again, he looks you up and down and is judging you by your new suit.
Right.
I'm sure you can understand why that's a priority for so many.
Well, it seems like the concern would be people coming in, not people leaving. People coming in would be the threat. People leaving wouldn't.
Unless you came in under the pretense of wanting to look at a house and it was just to get in the gate.
I see. All right, well, let's look at the unit.
I'm gonna...
All
Hey,
right.
Goldwater. Goldwater.
Yeah.
Hey, Goldwater. Those forms, they said to fill everything out and do all that stuff and get everything checked. If we need an out, we just need to say that, these robots will believe anything. So you just tell them that you need to go and deliver those paperwork to human resources. And,
You're right.
And they'll let us go and we'll be
You're
on
right.
our way out of here. That easy.
You're right. I'm very curious about this unit.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Remy's just kind of like making like casual small talk with the robot of like, so like where do you control all of this automation from?
So everything the robot responds to, if you were to write up like a manual of responses for salesmen,
Okay.
give away as little information as possible while sounding encouraging and positive, this would be what you would write. So,
Okay.
Centralized processing is very important to make sure there's not a server load on any one node. So we may just make sure to keep that in an offset location to be interfaced with as necessary. It's very scalable.
Scalable.
So the turrets then aren't being controlled from here.
Oh, we can't discuss that for security reasons, obviously.
Obviously, yes.
All right, what's the demo?
He's good.
What's the demo unit look like? I'm presuming it just looks like a really nice suburban.
So the more robot you're talking to can't move, so
Right.
it calls for Carlton, and Carlton is a little better version of the waddling. It's more of a C-3PO unit,
Okay.
but it's got a very creepy human face. So it's halfway between C-3PO and a real doll.
Ooh. Oh, I hate that.
Which is
Don't like that.
That's
lives,
no.
it lives in the uncanny valley.
Yeah, it does. Mm.
Ugh.
Hello, I'm Carlton. I'm here to show you the house.
Hi, Carlton. Yeah.
He clearly, his programming says it's a good place to smile because he very intentionally makes a
Oh no.
big
No.
smile.
So much worse.
Oh,
Come on, buddy, let's go take a look.
yes. I'll walk in front of you.
So Carlton takes you next door, and it's a very nice house. Very much on 2 levels, very Brady family arranged, but with a lot of like House of the Future, like, and this machine here will wash all your dishes for you. No more drudgery.
Like a installed phone with a little TV in it for no reason.
Yeah,
Things that people thought they'd have in the future is like, oh, obviously you need a little TV with your phone.
exactly right. And this room also has an auto bar.
Oh, you say bar, and I go, oop.
She's like, drink more water. Let's just get another swig.
And telling things, it does talk about maid service. So apparently things do come in and tend the inside of the house as well.
As I assume this place has its own fresh water source.
Why, of course.
Okay, well, let's go back to the office. I do need to take all these forms. Well, I need to take some of these forms to HR before I can make any final
And it
decisions.
gives you more tech babble. You know, it's a evaporative system. It uses a 13-layer filtration,
Fantastic.
osmosis, feedback loop. All right, so you return to the thing. You tell them, excellent. And may I take, your name. So what is your full name on the form?
It's my name.
Hey, if you were watching an anime of this, or even a series, people that like the show will be looking for that damn name as a giveaway. That would be a freeze frame, man.
Yeah, no, it's IRS agent, Special Agent Goldwater.
So you don't actually. So what do you put in the space for first name? IRS?
No, I don't know
Special.
why can't I remember my Delano is my first name, right?
Delano.
Yes, Delano.
That sounds right. Yeah.
Remember? Yeah, Delano Gold. I spent Goldwater this whole time. Yeah, I just put Delano Goldwater. That's my name.
Okay. Excellent.
Ask me again. I'll say
And
it.
what he printed already had the name of a processing facility of some kind on it, because apparently they had people come in maybe 100 years ago en masse to register. So that's there. You don't feel the need to enter IRS agent anywhere, do you?
No.
Okay.
Unless it's like former employer.
So a little bot comes over that's a little R2D2 carrying drinks rigged thing, but what it's carrying is swag. So it passes out like those little towels that you can put in water and they expand, and pens and little notepads that all have Greenhaven branding. And it just starts dispensing swag.
Great.
Remy is taking as much as he can like stuff in his pockets.
You even get a slinky. One of those terrible plastic ones that doesn't work right. And for some reason, people think will make you want to buy something. Hey, I've got a broken plastic slinky. I want to buy a house.
Thanks, Salesforce.
Exactly. So the real estate agent thanks you, Mr. Goldwater. Thank you for coming, and thank you for choosing Greenhaven. We look forward to making you part of our Greenhaven family. Once you move in, you'll never leave.
That's ominous. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't like that. We gotta get the hell out of here now.
Yeah, we gotta get in the van.
So I think the camera would watch the van pulling out, and we'd see the row of windows, like Tales from the Crypt style, with all the dead people in the houses as we watch the van pulling away.
Terrifying.
Yeah. So the turrets don't, when you go the right way out, the turrets don't come up. And the gate opens and closes behind you, and off you go. All right.
Yeah, great settlement. Great settlement.
I think it has potential with enough brute force.
Corpse maintenance is free.
Yeah, apparently
You do
so.
know a couple of really top-notch hackers, like especially I forget his name offhand, the mutant that Mark plays.
Hmm.
Yeah, I never ran across him, but
Yeah, someone in chat may know. In fact, I'm willing to bet someone in chat knows.
Man, we could just get those. If we could get those guns to not.
Socket.
Socket.
Yeah, if they could do what
Socket.
they want them to, that would be a great place to live. It's perfect.
And if you can get rid of all the dead people.
So when I used
Yeah.
to do an Epic, it was a fantasy show. So what I just did is I'd refer to as speaking to the gods. So in Nuked, calling to the chat like feels like calling for the gods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, the gods, what's the name of that dude? Like,
phone a friend.
all right, so you pull out and you move on, and it's getting to be late afternoon now. So you're gonna have to hustle to make it by. You're gonna be night no matter what, but you don't want to be too late. I am gonna need another endurance save from D. Let's see if she recovers.
no.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, I also wanted to see if someone else wanted to drive so I could fill out these forms. Thank you, Hannah.
Lita can do it.
That's
Yeah. No, you're good. She'll be like, okay, but you have to, while you're filling the forms to the best of your ability, just make sure she's drinking water,
Certainly.
Sorry, I couldn't find it on my sheet for a second. Okay.
Is having
Oh,
Lita drive
success!
right now a really
doing
good
okay.
idea?
Probably
So-
not.
She's feeling a bit better. So who's
Good.
riding shotgun for Lita?
Pickles.
Yeah, always Pickles.
So literally just Pickles. Okay.
You've all been
Pause
Pause on the
banished.
window, just like pause on the window, staring out. It's like there's something else out here. We
Yes.
need to be vigilant. After the death compound that was
Goldwater-
the robot place, nothing will escape
Goldwater,
my
with
eyes.
degenerate sense, this paperwork is magnificent because there's a lot of like traps in here for getting caught into things that will automatically re-up. Like it's the worst.
There's a
kind
red
of
pen.
roleplay.
Just-
Yeah, like you can really dig into this shit. It is really luxurious. Yeah.
This has been the best episode for Goldwater. Goldwater's got
Yes.
everything he's ever wanted.
All it took was Remy. Remy.
Yeah, Remy.
Remy, Remy, Remy.
I'm still not sold, but okay.
Oh,
Oh, you're feeling better. Although at this point, you're probably holding. I would imagine you have a couple of things, even duct taped, that you would hold over the holes cut for those gun ports with slides. But that still would be a little leaky in terms of radiation. But I'd imagine you'd have like even maybe shit stolen from a hospital, like the pads, and have those on hooks so you can cover those. So at this point, you're driving through properly radiated territory to the point where shit is glowing. The sky looks weird. There's a distortion. So I'd imagine you'd be putting up as much, putting these space blankets around yourselves. Like this is a little nervous making. Like all the zones on that map that have that colored area, those are all dangerous for one reason or another. And this one is about radiation. No roll is necessary. So as night is falling, so it's twilight. I'm going to say this is Professor Pickles will notice this. So are you up on anything or are you like on the dash?
At the moment, I'll probably be like sitting up on the dash and just kind of like glancing around and kind of like trying to like, keep everything in the periphery. Just
So up ahead, you definitely would not have missed it eventually, but you see it farther away than anyone else because you're right there. There is something massive moving very slowly.
no.
And at first you think, oh, it's a hill. And you talk to Lita about you're gonna have to drive around it. There's something in the way. Because in the areas where the bombs dropped, you get areas where obviously there's buckling and erosion. It's not a hill, it's a turtle.
Cool.
So the turtle is the size of a small baseball stadium. So
Oh,
it's
sorry.
very easy to mistake.
a small baseball stadium.
A
Though.
small, right.
Yeah.
You're talking about 3 mega Nissans.
Oh
So-
my gosh.
It's like Final Fantasy 15.
It's moving, not your direction, kind of to your left, but it's moving very slowly. Like it'll plod at a very gradual pace. There is shit growing on top of it. So there is greenery, and some of it is mutated, and because you're finding weirder shit in a red zone. Like this party has not been in a proper red zone very often. You wisely avoid them, but when you get there, there are one-of-a-kind mutations and aberrations and things that aren't species. They're just horribly mutated. What the fuck is that kind of thing? This has basically got a small irradiated forest or jungle on its back.
Is this the world turtle?
Yeah.
Is this the straight up world turtle? Jesus, last time. World turtle next.
Themes are kind of my thing.
I like it.
Are you going to just drive around it, Lita?
So interested in this.
It looks like you can easily drive under it, by the way.
Lita, you're driving.
I would probably try to drive under it because it's probably more of a straight shot.
So as you get closer, its footsteps make tremors. Like they would register just because it's so damn heavy.
I bet.
Also, kaiju style, it's so big it doesn't care about what's in front of it. And even in the straight, and it's only moving at like 3 miles an hour, maybe. But even in that time, you see it take a step and collapse a couple of buildings nearby just because of the shock of the step. Pickles, you also see that there's things moving in the trees.
Oh. We might need to evade just a smidge.
Okay.
There's more to this turtle than
it being a giant
than
turtle.
it just being a giant turtle, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
You're starting to feel better.
Whee!
I like the idea that that's how you tell people you're feeling better. Spontaneously.
From the back seat, just sits up.
Hello? I am awake. Oh, can we live on a turtle?
I don't know how we get up
it
there.
seems to be, it's very, if you'd probably die, it's very radiated out there and you'd get very sick.
Okay, you're right.
So Lita, you changed your mind, you're gonna go around red.
Yeah, she's gonna try to like go around it.
You notice between a half a dozen and a dozen somethings swinging down out of the trees, running to the edge of the turtle, and then dropping down on vines and then to the ground.
Somebody else.
Turtle of the apes? What is this?
Yeah, somebody else already lives on a turtle.
Occupied. She's
It's just
swerve.
it's a mobile home that is also alive.
Okay.
So you're going to decide driving around, again, very expensive special effects, Scott. Although I think Eddie's right, like invoking like Monster Hunter or Tail of the Colossus scale.
Yeah.
Yo.
In person is actually closer. Like the things where, again, you shoot with drones and be in and around because it's so big.
Mm-hmm.
So the car is driving around, it's like this big, and the car is like going around it. And the small group of creatures is running up with all four limbs, like arms and legs running, doing knuckle running.
I don't like it.
No.
What you're looking at is bald monkeys with big yellow eyes.
No.
Like,
Nope.
big.
No.
We're not looking at that.
I pretend I do not see it.
I
I pretend I do not see it.
It's almost like a bald, like what's it, Colobus monkey with like lemur eyes. Yeah, but kind of sickly because they're hairless.
Regret. She's just swerving.
I'm gonna need a drive test from you.
Oh boy. Gonna use
You
all
got it. You got it. You
5
got
of
it.
these.
No whammies. No whammies.
2 successes and a partial.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Just as hard as she can.
So you can avoid, but you're gonna need to basically drive further into the red zone and away from them.
You guys go with the detour, and she's just
Running
swerving.
out the back window. Dee and Remy see them stop running. I need which of you is the higher insight test? Higher insight dice.
I have 5.
I'm at 5.
So it's just Dee and Remy.
Wait, insight?
Yep.
Insight.
Where's that?
Under
Oh,
perception.
I'm a 5. I'm a 5 also.
Okay, so let's have Dee roll because Dee has not rolled much. Add an extra die for Remy, who's with you.
Fun. Okay.
Sorry.
Double success.
Woo!
They look disappointed to you.
Oh, guys, we made them
You
sad.
stop and there's sort of like a, oh man.
Oh no!
You shrug to them. You definitely get the sense they're running up to say hello.
Guys, we made them sad.
And they start like going back to the turtle, but it's like a 5-year-old going back to their room after being
Oh,
told, I love you, you need to go to bed now.
I feel bad.
I know me too.
Dad,
Pickles,
Charlie.
can you tell them we're sorry?
I judged them for their scary giant or yellow eyes and hairlessness.
They were being pretty aggressive, to be fair.
They're terrifying. Let's all just be honest with ourselves.
They
Nobody
were
wants to
running
talk to
very
them.
spooky. They were running very spooky.
It was yeah.
There's a different energy that they give off, and I don't want to be anywhere near that.
It is night when you arrive at Dieseldown. Dieseldown is very much a Mad Max barter town, barbed wire and junk constructed, temporary. It's like a pop-up apocalypse. They probably have Mr. Beast burgers. Like they're probably some. They have all that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
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 And the people here, the proper raiders are wearing what's called junk mail, which is literally armor made of junk. So the stuff that's like the pauldrons are half a tire, that kind of shit.
Nice.
And there's a lot of lights coming in from inside, but it's like tiki, like edgelord tiki torch kind of like everything has to give off fire for no good reason, even your guitars. It's that kind of aesthetic.
Okay.
So there is a parking lot, and there is a dude that has a cod piece, and it's got he's got a lock on it, so it's like a chastity belt, and he's got a gas mask, and he's wearing nothing else but high heels, and he's got a glow stick, and he's waving people in to help them park.
That's fashion choice.
He's pretty.
I'm not against it.
Bold.
Everybody's got their own style, I guess.
I love it.
So, and there is a variety of kinds of vehicles here, including what appears to be a hover limo, because of the way the wheels are like kind of wheel covers that would have been from some kind of vector thrust or something. It's sitting all the way on the ground, so the suspension is not set to be up on wheels, and it's very nice and in fairly good repair. And there's everything from like Jeeps to the again kind of junk mail looking, armored taxi nonsense, and a lot of things like what you have, small trucks that have been armored and set up for fighting. But yeah, there's apparently people with money here. It's what you get by looking at that.
Do you know what type of armaments they're selling here?
I wouldn't know specifically. I just know that if you need some kind of defenses or armaments, this is where you're going to find them.
This is making me think that this might be bulk or rare and out of our price range.
So, I think I'll lean on your expertise for what Pum needs, because you have some opinions, obviously, and
At this point, I'm going to need an insight check from Professor Pickles.
Oh, cool. Oh no.
I mean, as far as ammunitions go, the bar's on the floor for you guys. So
Am I rolling for
everything is an upgrade.
everything is an upgrade.
Is it
Whatever.
awareness or insight?
Insight.
Okay, 5.
Awareness is like danger sense. If I'm about to attack you, you roll an awareness.
Oh, wow. Okay, 1 success and 2 partials.
Your teammates have been very accepting of Remy over the course of like the last few hours, certainly, to a point where, given the difference between Goldwater's initial reaction to Remy and the fact that he's now like treating him like he's part of the crew, it's a little suspicious.
Okay. Just a little suspicious. Okay.
So the young man in the heels comes over. Here to buy or sell?
Bye.
Oh, excellent.
But you're in the front. You're driving. I'm sorry.
Well, we could have both said it at the same time.
Yeah.
We did.
That's probably what happened.
Yeah.
And he points at one of the armored guys. The armored guy waves you over towards the gates. Do you head over?
Yeah,
Yep.
we'll go. She's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
We're gonna
so-
get
Pickles, are you riding on Lita's shoulder?
Yeah, I'm riding on Lita's shoulder. I'm gonna stick close to Lita this time.
Your cat on your
Uh,
shoulder.
There are two very big, very tough-looking dudes that belong in Dark Knight Returns looking guys with piercings that are clearly meant to be intimidating. And there's a smaller fella, sort of a Wallace Shawn by way of Dune looking dude. Like put Wallace Shawn in like a rubber accountant's costume.
All right.
That's kind of what you're looking at. And he says, welcome to the gun show. Are you here to buy or sell?
Bye.
Remy, saying only to you in double talk.
Okay.
Are you savvy?
And Remy basically says that he's going to let Goldwater answer for the team, but he answers back in double talk. Yes, you're savvy.
Okay, so there's a feed called Double Talk that will be in the player's companion that allows scoundrels a little bit of a. I just accidentally gave away that you're a scoundrel, Remy. I don't think anyone expected that of you.
They're shocked, I'm sure.
So the player's companion has a bunch of new feats. One of them is Double Talk. Double Talk lets you say normal things, but also work in a short statement that only somebody else who speaks Double Talk will understand. So it's like a way to give coded phrases in seemingly mundane exchanges.
And so other people wouldn't have any idea that I was speaking
Not at
in a
all.
coded phrase.
Right.
Wow.
So he'll respond with something else ubiquitous, which I won't bother to double improvise. So he says something else ubiquitous. Wow. Drinking an invisible drink.
Ooh.
He responds, you'll want to stick around for the auction.
Is that something we all hear?
No, this is the double talk.
Okay.
that only Remy
Got
knows.
it. Okay.
Sorry, is he asking if I want to stick around for the auction,
He
or
says
Saying.
saying you want to stick around for the auction.
I'd say yes, I'm sure I do.
Okay. And he responds, you'll need an invite. And this whole time, he's talking, basically, it's not been that long, so it wouldn't be suspicious yet, but he's talking small talk so that we can have our coded exchanges.
How was the drive? We saw a giant turtle.
And we're both like big winks
Yeah,
at
the whole
each other. Okay, I want to ask him how we get an invite.
He raises an eyebrow like you should know.
Damn it.
Make a deceive check.
Regrets.
Deceive check. I get 7 of those.
Ooh.
Nice.
Nice.
And somehow 1 partial success.
You have mastery of deceive, which means a partial success for you.
Oh, that's right.
Nice.
So he says, "You must be new. Talk to Radio."
Okay. What was the name again?
Radio.
Radia. Okay.
RADIA. Radio.
Okay.
All right, and then he lets you pass. And his last quoted phrase is "Happy hunting." All the people from this raider group are wearing an emblem of a gear and crossbones. So it's very much like a skull and crossbones, but instead of the skull, there's a gear. And so you basically walk into gun show Mos Eisley.
All right.
Like there's
Sure.
a wretched hive, a diverse array of scum and villainy. Going to various, there was a movie called Sale of the Century, which I think had Bill Murray in it, that had a gun show, I think, in Saudi Arabia. And it was a scene a lot like this, if you know. I usually drop references that nobody knows the fuck I'm talking about. God bless you, Kdin. But there are tables with like, that guy's got a bunch of rocket launcher missiles. Like that guy's got crates of grenades. That guy has a whole rack of shotguns. That kind of shit. Like it is a movable feast of things to kill other things with. So this, to everybody who has this kind of an eye, certainly Lita and certainly Goldwater, and I don't think D consciously. I think D, you feel tense on an unconscious level, but those that have like a conscious tactical awareness, this is a very dangerous place because all the people here that have money, like the buyers, have bodyguards, and the people who are selling the weapons have bodyguards, and everybody is more competent than the normal thugs you run into. Like if a firefight broke out here, dozens of people would die terribly. It would be awful. So there's a fair amount of tension here, and the Raiders don't seem bothered at all. They're particularly,
They make us check our weapons or anything. Just like, yeah, go ahead.
yeah. There's literally a place to check your weapons. Nobody's doing it, and if you go towards it, they're kind of like, they apparently have given up on the idea that they can effectively take weapons from people, especially since a half move to any booth will rearm anyone.
Right.
They've figured out, well, we could take them, but that guy's got a grenade bomb right over there. So, yeah. So everybody's armed.
Remy, do you know when the auction is going to be? Because if we
Have you told them about the auction?
there was an auction on the way here, like the whole
so they know about the auction.
May not be the auction he's talking about, it's the auction I know about.
Yeah.
Correct.
If we're
The weapon sales.
yeah, if we're gonna try and buy in bulk, this isn't the room to do it in.
Remy, I don't know what I'm saying, Remy. I actually don't know if I know when the auction is. So if that's
there is in the middle. The whole thing is set up like just a ring, right? So it's like a convention booth in a big area. So you just go all the way around, and there's booths on both sides. There's a central area though that's accessed by 4 areas, and there's a big crate on top of a dais, like a stage, probably some kind of temporary stage, and it has tarp over it, tarps multiple, and has been tied down with ropes. So there's something big in the middle of this area.
Okay. Yeah. So, it looks like the auction should be starting at some point. It'll be pretty obvious when it does, but
did you say it was tomorrow and that's why we were rushing to get here tonight?
Yep.
Sorry, I got
yeah. No, I'd forgotten that too.
Shame on you for listening and remembering.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. The reason you were here early is it would mean you could do your shopping.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
So
also the big thing is you didn't want to have to rest in the fucking
red
zone.
I do want to divulge that or we need an invite to go to the auction, and we're going to need to speak to someone named Radia. So I'm kind of looking around like I have no idea how to find this person.
If you like, you can spend your karma to have that person come around the bend right now.
Oh man,
no, we're like close to the end of this too. Do we really want to start with the
Remy's gonna pull the trigger on that.
Yeah.
Remy wants this.
Remy's here for a good time, not a long time.
That
Colt,
scans.
the diva from Fifth Element. That is here, except she's green and luminous, like a living glow stick. So the main thing I remember about that character is she was statuesque and had that kind of presence to her, but then put like "fuck you, murder you" heels on her, and then make like every inch of her luminous. It's very clear that you wouldn't name her anything but Radia.
Yeah.
And she has an entourage, and people are regularly coming up. She's obviously somehow important, or at least influential. People are coming up to talk and then leave. And she's headed your way along the thoroughfare.
I think that's Radia.
Astute observation there, Goldwater.
She's gonna jokingly look at Pickles and go, "He's good.
He's good."
You notice that her entourage and most people approaching her are either goblins or trolls.
Cool.
Pickles, make a 4-die roll for me.
Ooh.
This is for a deductive leap.
Remy's getting ready to lead with his mouth. So
I'm gonna say this. I have 3 failures and 1 success.
Well, that's all that matters.
You think a reason might be if she's radioactive, goblins and trolls are immune.
Oh.
Radia. Got it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell everybody that I think she's probably radioactive.
Oh.
Is she called Radia because she's from Boston? Radioactive.
She's radioactive.
Radioactive.
Oh my God.
So Radia.
So what do you do?
Well, Lita and I gotta stay away from her. Oh my God.
Oh my God, terrible.
Oh my God. She's so spicy.
Just the white.
Kira.
yeah,
Did
Remy.
you just drop an accent suggestion in front of rabid voice actors?
You just you can't just drop something in there, honey. It's just
We're gonna pick it up. We're gonna eat it up.
We're gonna pick up what you're putting down. All right.
All right. So what do you do?
I mean, Remy needs this. So Remy is ready to get his mouth to work and just start talking his way into whatever he needs to.
I'm gonna do something that is against my better judgment, and I'm gonna jump onto Remy's shoulders.
So you notice, by the way, the jump was probably telekinetically boosted because the cat jumps farther than maybe Pickles should have been able to jump, and lands very neatly. So that felt like Pickles was cheating a little bit.
Okay.
So Goldwater, do you go on with them, or is it just Remy and Pickles riding shoulder gun?
I was gonna say that I tell Goldwater to come.
Nice.
Okay. I'll follow along.
Okay.
Lita's not going anywhere without Pickles, so she's just like,
You gotta
awkwardly.
stay. You gotta stay with D, otherwise you're gonna melt.
Well, we're following in a safe distance. We're keeping our eyes on the prize, but we're not front and center. In line
Lita's
to talk.
scowling, and I imagine Dee's like, we just should hang back.
When we pull the camera back as the 3 of you head in, you look back and D and Lita are standing the same way.
Oh no.
I love this for us.
This is gonna be fun.
So good.
So you approach Radia. I need endurance saves from all
Whew.
of you.
Damn.
Coolio. Love it.
Wow.
Yay.
Endurance.
Can I
Yeah.
find endurance? Where is it?
It's saving throws on the bottom.
Yeah, there's like gray bars over them.
Under survival, next to magic.
3 partials. Let's go.
Okay, partials all right.
Hold on, I can't find it.
It's
left
should be
side
right
of-
under survival.
Yeah.
You look survival, and then below it, it should be say saving throws.
Oh, okay, I see it.
It's not actually a skill.
No successes.
Yikes.
Okay, so Pickles, as you approach, there's a rush of nausea, but it's nothing you can't get on top of. Much to your despair, Remy, about when you're going to launch
Oh no.
your biggest line of bullshit, you have to be like choking down puke and can't ironically bring yourself to speak.
Oh no. This is
Goldwater?
Remy's worst nightmare.
You're kind of on the spot. You see Remy like struggling to not just go all D.
I'm also there.
She looks down at Goldwater at this point. It's the only person kind of looking back.
We're
You
looking.
have a moment of my time.
Yes, my friend here, who's not feeling very well, requests an invitation to the auction. He would say it much more eloquently than me, but why waste my time?
Is there something I can do? Is there something I can do to like calm his nausea down?
Nausea, no. You could make him
Man.
less calm if he was just upset, maybe. But nausea, no. You need
Wait.
meds.
Wait, I got it. I'm gonna talk to Remy, and I'm gonna link Remy, Goldwater, and myself.
Oh.
That way we can start like a conversation. That way Remy can pass the information to Goldwater.
The only problem there is
Three-way call.
it's going to be distracting for Goldwater. You
Mm.
get the information, but it's going to be like talking on the phone at the same time you're carrying on a conversation.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Try it.
We could try it, or I could. All right. Should I talk?
That's
Should I
what
talk?
we're here for.
Should I talk, or should I? I'm gonna try it anyway.
I think Pickles should talk.
Oh no! What? Okay, fine.
So Radius says, the auction is a private affair.
Okay, we need to get into this.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I just want to like. I'm not actually like I can talk to people.
Yeah.
I'm not bad at it. I
Lita's
just,
like the best at it, and she doesn't get to do it because she's always close to vomiting.
And then we got Mr. Double Talk over here, who's got a lot in his throat at the moment.
I understand that it's private. However, we are very interested in spending money.
She smiles. When she smiles, you see that the radiation is coming from inside her. So to quote Big Trouble in Little China, she has light coming out of her mouth. So the smile makes her more radioactive, which kind of burns your skin, which you were just starting to be healed from.
Oh gosh.
She gestures to one of the goblins who comes over and hands you a folded piece of paper.
Thank you.
It says 500 V.
500 just to get in.
He shrugs.
Okay. No, that was in my head.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, 500 just get in. Okay.
And he leans in. You might want to back up like 5 paces, buddy. You're turning.
Yeah. Just like
You're turning a shade.
skin's starting to fall off. I'll back up.
And you do see in that time somebody does come up and hands a box that jingles to one of the goblins, who then puts it in a pack worn by one of the other goblins.
Okay.
So she's collecting.
Gotcha.
Okay, I'm gonna talk to Remy telepathically. Remy, is there anything that you know that we can mitigate this cost a little bit.
Yeah,
Something you can give me.
can we back up enough paces to talk to just the goblin?
Yeah, so the group backs up. She's going to continue on the way. One of the goblins will lag behind because he's not sure if you're going to just pay up or down. So there's one like right over there.
Okay. I'm going to talk to the goblin and try to see if I can talk him down a little bit on the price.
I'm afraid that's earnest money, and that's the ticket, my friend. And if you don't have 500 to drop to get in, you're not going to have what the auction's going to run up on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's accurate.
Is this
That is
for
accurate.
weapons?
It's a pay to play kind of. I mean, you're going to want what's in that box.
Oh, I bet I do. Oh man. Can we have a little time to think about it, or do you need this right now?
Night's coming to a close soon, at least for radio. Tell you what. You look like you're gonna barf it all out. Maybe do you have a friend that's a little more green than you?
What else?
Oh yeah, I know. I've got a lot of goblin friends.
Well,
Actually,
I mean, like here that I can talk to right now.
I have goblin friends.
I can't believe
I got bused into a goblin school.
I've been using my brother's dating a black woman.
Yeah.
It's me not a racist, right? Like, it's okay, man. My brother's dating a black girl. So I mean, I could.
oh yeah, so Ruby's just gonna lie his ass off right here, just like, oh yeah, like I've got a bunch of goblin friends all around here. Everybody, a lot of people here know me, and this would definitely be something that
So if I wanted to show you something, they could come with me right now.
Oh, for the love of God, that's good.
My job is to collect, and my job is to convince you that the ticket is worth the price. So I have to be convinced you're serious. She has to be convinced you're serious, that you're a player. You're trying to talk me down on a paltry 500. So I'm a little worried, but I can show you that it's worth both of our time. I'm a little worried, though, that you're going to puke so hard your anus is going to invert.
So wait, is this guy asking for? Oh, he's asking for someone who can handle radiation to go check out whatever it is.
Right.
I see. And none of us are
none of us are able to do that.
red. Good with
Wait.
reds.
Where's Eric when we need him?
Oh no!
So we cut to Eric, who's actually gotten over his depression. So it's probably with his friends at his monthly game drinking his ass off.
Of course he is. He deserves it, but
We've
still.
established there was actually a session where we played B stories, and one of them was his regular poker game with his bounty hunter friends. And that's where he'd be, is with those guys drinking. So we cut to that. We have a brief scene of him, like, where is Eric? With a big smile on his face.
Ah, my good friend Eric. Nice to see you again.
Exactly. That's all right, man.
God.
Just pass me more of that shit. Not enough of my internal biome has been destroyed yet, man.
Tell me a tale. Regale me.
Sure thing. Okay, so he says, I don't have a lot of time. You want to just take the risk?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to take that risk.
All right, well, come with me then. Tell your friends to stay here. And
Look,
he walks you,
Iodine pills are cheap. You can handle it.
walks you over to one of the areas to go into that middle area.
Mm-hmm.
And he waves aside the guard. And he walks you up to the stage. And it's a collapsible, like a wedding band, movable stage that you
Yeah.
put on the back of a truck, and then it's buckling, so it's on there, it's heavy. All right, so he takes out a little stem, and without asking, he just gives it to you. Psst. Says that'll help a little bit. And you feel
Oh, thank you. Thank
a
you.
wave
Yeah.
of nausea. You already have passes. So take a peek, make it quick.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, take a peek.
It is a nuclear bomb.
Oh.
That would be it.
Fuck.
And like you would, I think the soundtrack would have a Geiger counter, even though there's no fucking Geiger counter, right? There'd be that noise, that did a kind of a noise when you open the tarp. And so it's not a closed crate. It's one of those boxes like built to house it. So it's open on the sides, right? And so you see, and it's got like property, U.S. government, stunts on the side and a number, and it's a fat boy. Like it, very clear, almost a cartoon nuke.
Oh, no.
That's a big boy.
And that's when the rest of the
Spicy
party,
meatball.
that's when the rest of the party sees the representatives of Curse arrive at the show.
Oh,
The door
Oh,
opens and several people from Curse's organization carrying a big footlocker enter. And I think that's where we're going to end the
What?
Oh man.
Oh, this is gonna go bad. This is gonna go south
For today.
immediately.
All right. So we do not
Excellent.
have a 819 with us person today. So I will serve as 819 for right now. So let's close this out and say thanks for joining us, Eddy. And I don't think anybody got anything particular that we need to plug. I mean,
Just, I hope we don't all die.
the players
Well,
can
it was
pen in-
nice to be a part of the campaign for
Yeah. 2 episodes.
the players companion is coming soon. There'll be 8 new archetypes, a bunch of new feats, all kinds of new weapons. And the plan with that is all proceeds are going to go to charity. We're thinking probably, it's not called the Care House. I think it's just called Care here in town. It's the last thing we donate to. It's basically our charity. So we'll keep you informed. Take a look on the Wandering Wizard page on Facebook, or 819 has a site as well. And so next week we have 2 shows, because on Monday we're going to have Tales from the Wasteland, which is going to be a group of my Rennie performer friends, and they are playing a goblin group. And I understand some of them are painting themselves fucking green.
Awesome.
So
Love that.
fun.
Love
That's
the
so
commitment.
good.
There are
Commit to
people
the bit.
more-
Let's go.
few people more full commitment than a Rennie. And
Incredible.
then the following day, on the Tuesday, is the second part of this. We'll figure out what happens from this point forward with the auction involving the nuclear bomb. Until then, we will see you in the wasteland.